fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tàtà. Orí ni ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọba ti kú ọ̀tá ìbáyọ̀ wọn ní alákòórí ọmọ ti lọ wò èyí tí wọ́n rò yí ẹ̀yà ní wọ́n bá ń lo gbogbo sẹ́. Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Igboho ṣàṣẹ́bẹ̀ lọ wà ọ̀jẹ̀ máa dúpẹ́ Olódùmarè ọba òkúri. Tó o bá ti tàbí wòlé kọ́jú òjò tó pé ń kọ́ kí lọ fẹ́ wá láàrin àwọn ọmọ adarí mú gan. Tàbí tó o bá ti tàbí kí ọmọ láàrin ìgbẹ́ kí lọ máa ṣẹ̀dá òjò ìró. Ọjọ́ máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ alágbẹ̀dẹ àyẹ̀mọ́ bàbá tó fi ọ́ dára tó dùn. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o ìwọ náà kọ́ Olódùmarè ọba ní kí ọlá gbé. Sunday o jáwé máa gbọ́ ojú ọba máa ń dáná wí ọmọ náà yìí kí lọ máa ń ṣẹ̀dá òde máa ń fi òkú wọn láyà tí kò lè sóge ọ̀sẹ̀ rúbà wọn ọjà wọn láyà wọn ò lè mí fín mọ́ o ti fi ojú lẹ́fọ́ ìgbà òru ní èyẹ dànù. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọmọ bá tiẹ̀ ọmọ bọ́ọ̀lù wọn máa lè ìwọ náà bí bàbá ṣe tó dé àsìkò bí ọba ṣe sí ẹja fọ kí ní bẹ nínú ọ̀gá ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ti dún màwúrú bí ọ̀pá ní kọ́ pani bí ọba ní pani kó yẹ dún màwúrú. Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ó ti di bí àná yìí yé ẹjẹ ọgbẹ́ wọn wéwé gbogbo tọ́ba lè dúró máa fi ọmọ fẹ́ fọ̀yà kó máa fọ̀yà gbèrègbèrè sàǹgbà ọ̀rọ̀ máa fọ́ ẹni bá wọ bẹ́ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ti di bí àná yìí. Ẹgbẹ́ wo ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Igboho ṣá yé orí ìyá pé ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà ọmọ ọgbọ̀n ní ọ̀hún ṣéwù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọmọ ọgbọ́n ṣe ìwọ lọ pa gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọ̀pá gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn ọ̀pá fúlàní náà ọ̀pá ìyá oníjọ ọmọ ẹ̀kọ́ Sunday Igboho ṣá yé ọ̀pẹ̀lẹ̀ bàbá rẹ lọ òrò ọmọ fẹ̀lá mọ̀lẹ́nilé mo sùn lẹ́ẹ̀kan ọmọ ajá tẹ̀yẹ̀ lẹ́yìn sí àbàbà rẹ mo dé mọ́dà ní òde wọ́n di méjì ti bá rẹ̀ ta wọ́n di méjì ti bá rẹ̀ àgàdà wọ́n di méjì ti bá rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ó kan ilà àárọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní gbogbo ilé ìwọ àgàdà nínú bí àwọn àrí ọmọ mọ́tò olóko ní ìṣòwò àwọn ìṣòwò olóko ní ẹsẹ̀ ìgbà lẹ́kẹ̀ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o Sunday Igboho sàmà kú ogun ní iná nílógún ogun ní iná nílógún ogun ló ní ilé àárọ̀ ogun ni wọ́n fi jagun dẹ́gbẹ́jẹ́ bó kùn wọ̀nyí ẹjẹ́ nínú wọn ló kùn wọ̀nà Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Igboho sàlóní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n mẹ́rin dandan ni máa wá gbọ́ o àṣẹ ìlànà Olódùmarè ni ọmọ àlùwọ́ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o káàkùn mọ́rùn àwọn oníṣẹ́ ẹbí ẹ̀tọ́ kálukú mọ̀ fi dùn wọ́n orí kálukú ló kú ẹbí kò tó dùn. Wọ́n máa gbọ́ o gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tàtà ẹ̀ tẹ́wá lóró yìí ẹja fọwọ́pọ̀ ká gbé ẹni tó lọ́wọ́ fi fẹ́ ká gbé lárugẹ gidi ni ẹ̀mí jù wọ́ wọn ò dùn ẹjọ́ òrodù lọ sí. ìbá méjì kó o ẹni tó lọ́wọ́ fi kẹ́rán wò wọ́n á máa gbọ́ fẹ́ sàgbà kan fún wọn ni ẹni tó bá ní kó òkú ní kékeré kó máa fọwọ́ àná síra wọ́n ní kàkọ́ máa sọ àrẹ kúkú dànù. Ayé gbọ̀ ní kú lọ́wọ́ ọmọ gbá kékeré tó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìdáhọ́ ilé ọmọ gbẹ̀yìn agbẹ̀dẹ òsì pàtàkì òní kúrò òdòkó tẹ̀. Máa gbọ́ àwọn bàbá rẹ tó ti wà nínú pé ìdájọ́ wọn àmọ́ fọwọ́ tí ó gẹ́gẹ́ ni. Àwọn alágbára jago tí wọ́n ní jago ṣáájú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n mọ̀ fi ọ̀tí ó gẹ́gẹ́ ni. Oòduà Ọlọ́fin ọba àtàlà Báṣọ̀run Àjàká Àgàngà Tíẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́fọ̀ bẹ́rí kánáfọ́kúdá òun lẹ̀ lọ́kẹ̀ sẹ́gbẹ́. Máa gbọ́dọ̀ sẹ́gbẹ̀ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o ń bọ̀ sẹ́gbẹ́ tí wọ́n gùn láyà wáyé náà ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Igboho sábolo sí gbẹ̀tùgbẹ̀tù tiẹ̀ ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ lọ́nù gbọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ jó ògùn láyà ọ̀sẹ̀ pẹ̀yẹ́rì kẹ́ni máa ń dè bàbá rẹ lọ òrùkàtàrí gbàgbà kẹ́ni máa ń dè bàbá rẹ lọ alárùgbọ́ parúgbọ́ Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ní oṣù olùkọ́ ní gbangba Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ó ti di gbogbo ọdún ó ti wà lókè ẹni bá ní ọjà kọ́kọ́ máa kú ni máa gbọ́ o sórí má bẹ̀rù ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́ òòrí ní gbogbo fùlùfùlù labalábá tí wọ́n ń dìbò lẹ́kùn Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Igboho sà òòrí bí wọ́n ti ń wọṣọ àkísà máa gbọ́ o jẹ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà tó bá lóye akọ́dà yìí ọgbọ́n ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ní ẹja àkọwọ́tì àti yìí bẹ̀bí tó lágbẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹja àkọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ èmi tún ẹwà òdùnmí kò lè gbé wa dédé kankan pa akọ́dà yìí ọgbọ́n ẹja àkọ́wọ́pọ̀ ká kí ẹni tó ń wọ́n fi sẹ́ni lárugẹ ni ẹ máa bá wọn ní ẹbọ ìrìnsẹ̀ wọn máa fara wọn ní igi igbó sórí ipò wọn dìgbẹ́ ẹ̀rí ni àwọn àgbàlagbà wọn ní bí orí bá dúró tọrùn inú déyìn ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ gan ni Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ yéé máa bá òótọ́ òní ọjọ́ burúkú tó lápẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tí wọ́n ṣerú wẹ̀ kò lè mú jẹ́ má ṣe pé ṣùgbọ́n nu rẹ̀ gbogbo tó
Midnight, London. My name is Olami Koike. I welcome you to the program and I say good evening, good morning, good afternoon. And this is KOIKIMEDIA Live, the spokesman for Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho. Tonight, we will clear the air on so many things that is happening on the social media, right here on this platform. Mo kọ́kọ́ kí àwọn family mi tí wọ́n tolerate tí wọ́n gbà wá tó fún wa láyè torí pé tí àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí olóyè Igboho, if they've not given him the opportunity to do what he's doing, we'll probably not even have heard about him. A máa lọ bẹ̀ wọ́n ni pé olóyè ẹ jọ̀ọ́ in tá à ń ṣe yìí ẹ bá wa dá sí. So kudos to the wives, kudos to the children. We salute you. The courage where your husband, the name is mentioned almost every second around the world. Ọbẹ̀lẹ́dùmarè ló máa bá mi san yín lẹ́san. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yín, mo kí àwọn ìyàwó. A wá fi Ọbẹ̀lẹ́dùmarè kó bá wa pa àṣìṣe ìyá yìí rẹ́. It will happen on the 22nd and on the 23rd. We will invite the politicians. We will invite the governors. We will invite the kings. We will invite people from around the world. If you're not satisfied with that, find the nearest river close to you and jump inside it and die. If whatever Oloye have said in the last couple of days with the interview with Alaroye, if that is making you upset, go into the nearest river and die. I am Olayomi Koiki. Die so that we will make sure that you are -1 while the journey continues. Oloye has every right to send any message out, even to the current president, because we will negotiate. We are not those generation that will start something and leave it behind. I will clear the air tonight. Ejoko, if you are still upset with that interview, with what Oloye have said and what he has not said, because he has not said everything. I was with Oloye on the day he was arrested. I was en route back to London. Oloye would have been taken back to Abuja, and only God knows what would have happened to him today. Nnamdi Kanu is there. Only God knows what they are doing with him on a daily basis as we speak right now. Oloye escaped that because of Professor Adebanji Akintoye. Buratai sent an helicopter to pick Oloye from Benin Republic back to Abuja. But only few of us had that intelligence, but we stopped it. So if he has now sent a message, a goodwill message to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even if we want Yoruba nation, are we not going to negotiate? As I speak to you tonight, there is currently a war going on between America and Iran. They will still come back on the round table and negotiate. The United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres spoke today, or yesterday rather, 100 days to the fight going on between Israel and Palestine. Over 25,000 innocent people have died. Yet, United Nations do not have the authority to stop the war. As I speak to you, Taiwan has now had a new president. China is not happy. China said even if it means going to war, they would invade and attack Taiwan. Even if we are going to fight, and I use the word, even if we are going to fight, even if Tinubu is going to be on the seat and we are going to fight, we will still negotiate and we will still push the message. We remain standing shoulder to shoulder with every utterance that Oloye makes. If you are not happy, ẹ kọ́kọ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ doctor yín. Maybe you need to be injected so that you can die, and the rest of us will continue with the journey. I am Olayomi Koiki. Àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ wọnú ètò ni. Mo kíyàwó mi, ọkọ àfarati. Mo kíyàwó lóyè, mo kíyà tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Koiki ló ń pè mí. Èmi ò ń ṣe ọmọ àlè Yorùbá. Olóyè ò kì í ṣe ọmọ àlè Yorùbá. Tẹ́ bá ń wá àwọn ọmọ àlè Yorùbá, ẹ lọ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá tí wọ́n lè dìde sí nǹkan tó lóyè gbé dání. We will invite whoever we want to invite. I am Olayomi Koiki. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo sọ. Let's start the program. For now, ẹ jẹ́ ká tún fún yín ní tó tún máa fún yín ní a bit of understanding who Olóyè Igboho is. We spoke back to back yesterday. Up to right now, I still communicate with him. Let me say this clearly. Olóyè Igboho ló ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ Yorùbá nation. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó nínú gbogbo wa. Tó bá wá sọ pé kò tẹ́ lọ́rùn, ṣèbẹ́ pọ̀n méjì ni wọ́n náà níbi tó lóyè. Gbé ẹkùn ẹ lọ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá kó lọ máa ṣe tó lóyè ti ṣe látọdún mẹ́ta. Ìwọ tó bá wá jọ́bìnrin tó bá ní àyè ẹ̀, right? Pé ọkọ ẹ, pé àwọn ọmọ ẹ kó lọ ṣe tó lóyè ti ṣe. He has sacrificed and he remain loyal to the Yoruba people. Like I said, mo ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ ìgbà tó yẹ pé ẹ̀ kì í gbọ́ràn. Mo ní olóyè máa fún Tinubu ní ọ̀wọ̀ tiẹ̀. Tinubu náà máa fún ní ọ̀wọ̀ tiẹ̀ padà. You will never heard or you will never hear from me the discussion, the conversation between three people. Myself, the late Aláàfin of Ọ̀yọ́, and Olóyè Igboho on Bola Tinubu. Èmi ò ní sọ yẹn síta lórí social media. It is not something for the public. But like I said, Buhari expected Aláàfin to arrest Igboho in the palace. I said it before, Motisoteleri. I'm speaking in English because I'm communicating with everyone right now. Whether you are from the northern part of Nigeria, whether you are Biafra, whether you are Igbo, we are not joking. Yoruba nation cannot be compared to any platform. We are Yoruba people. We will do it in our own ways. You will not push us to anything. Tó bá wọn olóyè lọ́la, kó tún jáde kó kú Tinubu. Tó bá tẹ́yìn lọ́rùn, ẹ lọ sí the nearest bridge, kẹ́ lọ kú. Wanted to arrest him in the palace. Ikú bàbá yìí ni láyé ogun máa wọlé Yorùbá ni. Wọ́n mọ tó ń pè ní olóyè, but ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín ẹ̀ ń rí lórí social media because ó gbé rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ fún gbogbo wa. Ẹ wá rò pọ̀ mọ́ kékeré ni. Brain calculator ni. Mò ń bọ̀ ní Nàìjíríà ní next month. Ẹni máa kú ni kó kú, ẹni máa yè ni kó yè ní gbogbo yín. Èmi àtolóyè à ń bọ̀ ní next month. Ìyẹn lẹ fi gbọ́. We will be in Nigeria next month. Prepare for us for the burial. Koiki ló ń sọ̀rọ̀. Mo ní àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mẹ́yẹ̀ bọ̀ lápò ni. Once again, a very good morning. Share the program. Ẹ lọ invite àwọn ọmọ àlè Yorùbá wá kó wá gbọ́rọ̀. Ẹ fi gbọ́rọ̀ ni. Àdẹ fún yín lọ́rọ̀ yẹn. Let me say it again. Àwa là ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ Yorùbá nation. Tó bá ń dúró de Afẹ́nifẹ́re, they are late. They've done their own. Their time is gone. Tó bá ń dúró de Tinubu, kò ní ever fún yín ní Yoruba nation. But that does not mean we cannot send greetings to him. We will negotiate, even if we go to war with Nigeria. And that is a fact that some of you need to understand, because some of you do not know what is happening around the world. Like I said to you, the event of what is happening around the world tonight could lead to the breakup of Nigeria. I've seen Simon Ekpa talked about it as well in the last few minutes. Àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n ló mọ̀ pé ogun tó ń lọ lágbàáyé á fọ́ ti Nàìjíríà náà. I told you that. It's just a matter of time. Ṣé rò pé àṣírí ni? Mo sọ fún yín pé àṣírí. I am the last man standing lórí ìrìn àjò yìí. Àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mẹ́rin bọ̀ lápò ni. Ẹgbọ́n sókè Olóyè Igboho mo ṣe ń bọ̀.
Ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àkíyàmọ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tilẹ̀ tó kó ẹ̀mí àpọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan wọn Adéyẹmọ. Chief Sunday Igboho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà kìlára orúkọ tó ń dẹ́rù olórúkọ gan-an. Ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò láyé títa ríro lẹ̀dá ń kọ ìwúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o. Ọ̀wọ́n irin ní má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣe wá lọ́nà mọ́ ẹjẹ́ àfimọ̀ṣọ́ kan ká lè dẹ̀bi rẹ̀. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ àjọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Igboho ṣá ọmọ Igboho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde ọmọ apẹtẹ wọnú omi ọmọ èèwọ̀dò sọ̀yà ìsọ̀yà òríran bàbá yín láàrin ìdí omi kò sí náà ń ká sí yín lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè gbòó ìkan ṣe yín ní dábàdàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n mọ̀ bò wọ́n rẹ̀ kí ló dé bò wọ́n rẹ̀ sí ọmọ òpópó sánrán ìgbàgede gbòó sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ní kò ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa bó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní bò wọ́n rẹ̀ ẹ̀sìn bá bímọ méjì ní bò á fi kọ́ pọ́pọ́ sí amúkan yòókù bọ̀ sọ̀yà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ lọ́rọ̀ ọkọ̀ àfiṣẹ́rù wálé wàrà mùjì ọmọ onílé ọ̀la àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tọ́láwọn ò ní bomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn ò ní bomi sọ̀yà wẹ́sẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fèrè ń kọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi sọ̀yà wẹ́sẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan pẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé ránṣọ́ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Igboho onírẹ̀lẹ̀ láéláé torí àbálásán ìbándá òkúta ò ṣe pé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ní ti balùwẹ̀ ó bọ́ sí gbogbo dòdò láyé ń bí okùn díẹ̀ tí kò domi láéláé sọ ilé domi Sunday Igboho arógun má ti bí tó jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilẹ̀ tó kọ́ ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀.
Good morning and welcome as we go into the program. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan tó mìíràn ní kẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtọ̀hún tó dára ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn alálùbáríkà ọmọ Yorùbá tàtà mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa ẹ fọkàn yín balẹ̀ mo ní ẹ fọkàn yín balẹ̀ kò ń ṣe ti Tinubu là ń sọ ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́rọ̀. I don't normally try to respond to some of these nonsense conversation, but I have to because I can see that, like I said, not every one of us that are in this movement saying we want Yoruba nation can be trusted. They are all saying they want Yoruba nation, but they don't want Yoruba nation. If you want Yoruba nation, you will go for everything that can bring down Nigeria. Let me first address us in English so that I can reply back all the idiot, gullible Nigerians. First and foremost, Igboho is not fighting for Yoruba people alone, but presently he is defending his own people, and he has every single right to speak only on behalf of the Yoruba people. Let everyone speak on behalf of their people, which is exactly what others are doing. So if Igboho granted an interview, first and foremost, that interview was fantastic. That is one of the best interviews that he has ever granted. If you're not comfortable with such interview, go and hug the transformer, like one of my brothers just said in the comment section, or find the nearest river and go and buy. Igboho stood out of millions of Yoruba people that could not, at the appropriate time that we needed him. He stood firm with Professor Adebanji Akintoye. Many of you idiots during the movement said we were not serious. I thought you said we were irrelevant people screaming on the social media. You can now see how relevant the Yoruba Nation movement is around the globe. Igboho spoke, and the whole world is already moving because they know that he is the engine of the movement. Yes, he has a lot of offices that works behind. Some of you will never know. He has a lot of subordinates behind him. I am just one out of so many people that will be ready back to back to make sure that we protect him, just like Joe Biden is being protected every single day, even if he's doing something wrong. Just like Rishi Sunak is being protected with all his cabinets, just like Justin Trudeau, Modi of India, Brazil, France, and so many other world leaders. We will do the same thing to make sure we continue to protect Oloye Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho. The Yoruba Nation Self-Determination Campaigner. We are not agitators. We are not secessionists. We are not terrorists that have invaded, as at yesterday, the military barracks in Castina. No one would ever say that we have killed one individual person. But many of you that are crying out because of an interview he granted, let me clear the air again. Everything Oloye said in that interview is 100%. He talked about so many things, but he kept some for the future reference because he will not speak everything out. So if the one that you have listened to in those interviews, you do not feel comfortable with it, I'm sorry, I cannot help you on that. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. Does that change Oloye from who he is? No. Does that stop him from being the campaigner of the Yoruba Nation struggle? No. So what is this fizzle that is going on the social media boards that Oloye Igboho says to Tinubu, God will grant Tinubu good health? Yes, God grant him good health because I will never want Shettima to take over from him. That means that we must not pray for the death of Tinubu, because if he died right now, the next day, if not tonight, Shettima automatically becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And as we all know, Shettima himself is a terrorist because we saw him with a picture of a terrorist. So if some of you don't understand how the world works, international relationship, policies, like I said, the United Nations cannot stop the war that is currently going on and the war that is about to start right now between America and Iran, because I can confirm that Iran just bombed the closest American embassy and some of the other targets inside Iraq, and they have already confirmed that that was done by them. Yesterday, the Houthis attacked an American ship on the Red Sea by the Suez Canal. The United Nations was set up to make sure that they can be able to stop and work towards people like us that are campaigning and want the right to self-determination. But they're not going to do that because United Nations is being sponsored by America. So that literally means that America is the stakeholder and they will not listen to United Nations. As I speak to you right now, United Nations is just a body. Do we still negotiate? Yes. Does it mean that even if we want Yoruba Nation, we will not do whatever it takes from different sources, different angles, policies, relationship, negotiation, even if we have the best country around the world to support our movement? Not all countries will support it. So what you all want is the death of Igboho before the time of the movement will kickstart. Before the movement itself will reach its final destination, Igboho will be part and parcel of those that will bring down Nigerian flag and raise the Yoruba Nation flag, even if it's going to take some time. Because everything in this world takes time. And if we are not careful, we will lose the plot. Oloye, as we all know, is currently in Germany with his family for over 2 years. While I was sleeping with my wife in the house and you were doing the same thing, Oloye was locked up in Benin Republic. He was unable to move an inch from Benin Republic. He's now giving an account of what happened and how he was stopped from traveling. Some of you idiots, the next day, Oloye was picked up in Benin Republic. Even went further to say that he was traveling with a fake passport. Idiot all over the place. What you think we are doing is a movie so that I come on the air and I start giving you all the details. We don't do that because Joe Biden is not giving me all the details of their next plan to what they're going to do with the attack that just occurred between Iraq and Iran to their own embassy or whatever their consulate that was attacked last night. Rishi Sunak does not tell me when he's traveling to Ukraine until his picture pops up on the screen that the Prime Minister is in Ukraine. So don't expect everything from Oloye. And as we have all said before, Oloye is fighting for the Yoruba people. Let the other region fight for themselves, because at the end of the day, everybody can see that the shithole country called Nigeria is not working. While we are shouting Yoruba Nation, idiot Nigerians are all over the screen shouting for election. You have not done the election, so what do you want Oloye to do? Oh, to tell the Supreme Court, which has already even confirmed Tinubu as the president, to stop Tinubu being the president. What do you want him to do? Oh, you want him to go into the Aso Rock and then bomb the Aso Rock. Oh, you want him to do what? What exactly do you want him to do? Even if we are asking for the right and our quest, which is under the United Nations Charter, but that is all on the paper. The United Nations care less whether that charter works for me or you, because the United Nations cannot stop Israel from attacking Palestine. Neither can they stop Ukraine or Russia that is currently going on. They cannot even stop the Sudan war that is going on. All these are also proxies. We know that Tinubu himself is a proxy, but yet, what do you want Oloye to do? Oh, you want Oloye to say to Tinubu that I am coming and I will be coming to attack you. Oh, is that what you expect? Idiot all over the place. I thought we are all intelligent people, and I'm not talking to the Yoruba people now. I thought we are intelligent. And if we say we are intelligent, we will work with everything on our table. Donald Trump met with the North Korea for the first time in the history of America while he was the president. Why do you think that happened? If the world does not want diplomacy, then there will be war. But right now, we are not in war. We, the Yorubas, are not in war. The other part of us might be in the war with the federal government because they're already prepared to go to war. The Yoruba people are not ready for the war. What we are doing right now is exactly what we should be doing. We are on the right track. And from some of you idiots that keep coming out and saying that we have been sold out. Well, if you have been sold out, you might as well come out and do it yourself. Many of you cannot sit behind the screen while some of us are out there on the field. Oloye was on the field. While he was on the field, many of you were sitting in your house. You could not even make it down to the nearest rally outside in different regions around the world. While Oloye was in the field, moving from one point to the other, some of you would not even have the guts to come down to Nigeria and follow us in those rallies. Rather, you love it just watching it on the screen because you are probably scared that some kind of gunshot might happen and eventually that will be a crisis. Well, we thank God that throughout all those rallies, not a single bullet was shot at anyone. Oh yes, we lost few people. And when I say few people, don't come and tell us it's 10, 20. We lost less than 5 people that died during all the rallies. Yeah, less than 5 people. And I can count them. We lost only one last year. We lost one, which was the government's fault in Lagos State, Jumoke Oyeleke. That makes it 2. Tell me the next one that people died. Because some of you idiots, every now and then you're coming out to say, oh, many people have died in this movement. Give me the list of those that have died. Idiot all over the place. I have all the list of people that have died. Some died naturally. 25,000 innocent Palestine have died from the war that Israel took to them. Have we lost up to that? In 100 days, Israel have killed 25,000 innocent people. In 100 days. The United Nations General Secretary Antonio Guterres was speaking at the UN headquarters in New York yesterday. Tell me now, how many people have died during the Yoruba Nation movement, and how many people died when the shithole Buhari was there, when we lost over 30,000 Yoruba people in 8 years of Buhari's government? So, who is fighting the war among each other? Are we the one fighting the war with the government, or is it the government that is fighting us? Tinubu is the new president. And even your worst enemy, you will still fine-tune how you can see if there might be a way out to crack the code. What we are doing right now, we're finding a way to crack the code. But some of you think that MI5 would tell me how they cracked the code when they were merging Nigeria together. The key to what led to the amalgamation of Nigeria remain in that building in Parliament, which is about an hour away from me. They have the key. They refuse to let the key out of the cart. That means that we will continue to find every means to crack that code so that we can break away from the 1914 shithole amalgamation by the British colonial rulers during that time. They have the code. How many of you have the code? Come and tell us how we're going to get the country that we're asking for if we do not put everything in the front. You come and tell us. Idiot all over the place. Oh, you can sit down in your own little comfort zone because of the $20, $100, £200 that you're sending to Igboho, and you think you can tell him and control him. Why not come down when he was in Benin Republic? How many of you flew to Benin Republic just to go and see him after he was even released into a very comfortable accommodation? My mom traveled to Nigeria, to Benin Republic more than 3 times. Some of those we never revealed to you because it was a coded trip. Idiot all over the place. If you were meant to be going to Nigeria for a party, you will buy a ticket and travel down there. Igboho was in Benin Republic before he traveled around last year. How many of you decided to visit him? How many of you went to travel down to Benin just to go and see him and say, thank you so much for the little you have done. I will take it off from here. It's easy to sit on the screen and be screaming your head off. I flew to Nigeria January precisely 2021, just as the movement was just less than a year old. Because if I say the movement was a year old, then it was just literally by the end of 2019 that this movement literally picked up. And that means it went into 2020, a year after that. And Igboho did not join until he made a call to me when I was talking about Tolulokpe Arotile. He called during the program. He saw the way I was reacting. That means that literally we were towards the end of the year. If I remember when Tolulokpe died, that was when Igboho and myself became the spirit that marched together. Not that Igboho did not know that the country that he was also part of the political system was not working. He knew, but he was using his own to make sure that nobody was suppressed. You can go back and ask Igboho's record, even while he was a member or part of the political system in that shito country, Nigeria. He never wanted anybody to be used. And that was what makes him different. And he came out and he says, this Amala and Gbegiri politics is no longer working. Let us find another solution to it. This is how he became the enemies to the same people that he worked with and he served. They never loved that. And they knew that Igboho was someone highly, highly intelligent than many of you PhD, stupid older, that you sit down around the world and you're trying to say that you can now try and control Igboho. Igboho did not just lose his influence with the political system in Nigeria. He also lost money because his businesses that he was running prior before the movement has continually, as I speak to you right now, been pulled down by the shit of Buhari. Buhari left the vote open for Dangote and BUA and all the bastard Yoruba people while Igboho businesses was going down because he wanted the best for the Yoruba people. And some of you come out and say, oh, he's telling Tinubu that the Yoruba people are suffering. Are we not suffering? If the Biafras or the Igbos or the Hausa are suffering, let them shout out as well. Let them get somebody to shout for them. Igboho is just shouting for the Yoruba people. Doesn't mean that he doesn't have humanity feelings. He have it. But right now, his fight is for the Yoruba people. If those other ethnic or indigenous people are not happy with it, so be it for them. Let them get somebody to speak on their behalf and fight for them. When Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for them, all these bastards, now that Simon Ekpa has picked it up, they are fighting Simon Ekpa. They are saying that Simon Ekpa is an agent to the federal government, rather than them pull hands together with Simon and then they can pull down Nigeria. Rather, they went all idiots and they are now coming all over the social media shouting that Igboho is now Tinubu boy, Igboho bastard you all. Rather, they went and followed Peter Obi. Peter Obi that works for the British government is a British agent. He came to London just after he left the Downing Street. Only God knows what they told him. He came out and he said he wanted to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He knew you can never be president. All the Biafrans left Nnamdi Kanu in the cell and they run for Peter Obi and they are now crying their head for Sunday Igboho. Bomb bastards. I don't care about the others. My concern is for the Yoruba people. Let me say it again. We will continue to say to Tinubu that we want Yoruba nation. There is no negotiation in that. Does that mean that we will not say thank you to him if we have to at some point? If we think that we don't have to say thank you, we don't have to. But no one will control the narrative more than us. And you call him our control narrative. Igboho will control the narrative because tell me about Soro, nobody knows you. Tell me about Soro, they know me because I am linked to Igboho. Even though I've been on air prior before Chief came in, but his coming in was a bonus for some of us. And as it continued to be a bonus for some of us, some of you idiots that nobody even knows in London, not to talk about America, not to talk about Nigeria, you were all known because Igboho came into the movement. So if you're sitting on the screen and you are now thinking that you can rubbish Igboho from wherever you are, whether you are sending a voice note, whether you're writing in a group, whether you're nobody knows you. Nobody knows any single one of you. The only three people known around the world as of today is Oloye Dr. Sunday Igboho, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Simon Ekpa. Those are the three that the international community continue to give the reckoning. And I don't have to go into all the details because not all details is for public consumption. Idiot. We had a meeting with Nnamdi Kanu prior before he was kidnapped. I've said it so many times. And until I speak with him again in a video conference call like we did with myself and Oloye Igboho, we will continue to stick to that relationship with the Biafra vice Simon Ekpa. That is on that. But for anybody to now think that because Igboho said, and I quote, God will grant Tinubu good health. Okay, so should we continue to say God should not grant him good health so that he can die right now and then it becomes like Yaradua and Jonathan takes over? but it will be a reverse with Shettima. That is not going to happen. Tinubu will leave until whatever is going to happen in Nigeria will happen. Oh, because he says that, Tinubu will turn around Nigeria. Oh, do you think that Tinubu can turn Nigeria around? Do you think, all you that are pointing finger now, do you think that Tinubu himself can turn Nigeria around? I'm sure some of you knows that it can never happen. We all know that. As I speak to you tonight, the inflation in Nigeria is 28%. 28%, 60% of Nigerians do not have jobs. 60%. That means they're waking up on a daily basis without no job. How is it going to turn Nigeria around? Oh, is it going to go to Mumi Water? Is it going to go to America and request for billions of dollars so that they can pump it into that shithole economy that is dead on arrival? How is it going to turn it around? So Igboho saying that Tinubu will turn Nigeria around. The question is how? When Nigerians are now paying terrorists by raising money through whatever means so that they can take 60 million into the terrorist camp in the same Nigeria that Tinubu is still the president. We thought Tinubu would not be as Buhari, but again, it's almost the same thing like Buhari, because he said, and I quote, that I will continue from where Buhari stopped. And we now know where Buhari stopped, and we know where Tinubu is going. Is it not a government that has been there for 8 months? Have we not all seen the shenanigans that is going on in that shit-hole cycle? So if Igboho says that, what is the fuel? Why are you all concerned? Okay, he prayed for Tinubu to turn Nigeria around. Let Tinubu turn Nigeria around now. Does that stop the self-determination? No. The Scottish people, right yesterday, right in the parliament, I told you I am your international correspondent. They were questioning Rishi Sunak about the attack on the Houthis in the last couple of days. The leader of the Scottish nationalists spoke. They are not happy because they are concerned that that would trigger more problem. And that is exactly what has happened, because yesterday, the same Houthis have attacked American ship. Maybe tonight, America is going to attack more. Iran has attacked Iraq, American consulate. So that region is very, very tough. What am I trying to derive from there? What many of you do not understand is there will be different ways that even if Igboho send a message to Tinubu, the Scottish people have electricity, they have water, they have welfare. They will not come to Nigeria and study, as so many of you excited. Some Americans came to Nigeria some years ago, to study in Nigeria, and they are now doing reunion. Do you think the next set of Americans will come and study in any of the shithole university where you are getting a 4-year course under 4 months with fake certificate? Even we know that Tinubu himself has a fake certificate. Nobody even have a record of Tinubu. Does that mean that if Igboho says God gave him a good health and let him turn Nigeria around, how is he going to turn Nigeria around if he's not going to sell Nigeria to the Lebanese and the rest of the Western colonial power? That is what he's going to do. Oh, you want Igboho to start saying that Tinubu, Tinubu should die yesterday, he should die tomorrow. Oh, that is what you're expecting. You are all idiots. You are all buffoons. And some of you that keep coming up and saying that, oh, Igboho, is a freedom fighter that have run away. You are bastard. When was the last time when we were on the ground that you came right there that I did not see you? Show me the picture. Idiot all over the place. When was the last time you came? We had rallies in London. Some of you cannot even come to the rally. In London here, they held rally in America. Some of you could not even leave the time. You are not even traveling to Nigeria. You could not even make it to the rally ground. We could not get 20,000 Yoruba people to attend the rally in London. 20,000 we couldn't get. But I can tell you, when 25,000 Yoruba people are killed, which is going to happen because there will be a war. Whether it's going to happen now in the next 3 years, 8 years, I don't know. But there will be a war. If 25,000 people are killed, like we saw in Palestine, 1 million British people will come out on our behalf, and that would disgrace all you bastard Yoruba people that couldn't come out when we were all crying that they were holding Igboho in the custody. Many of you could not come out. Elderly Yoruba people were coming out. Many Yoruba people live in this country, in UK. They couldn't come out to support us, to cry in front of the British government while Igboho was being held. And the same thing is replica to the Biafra. They're bastard. Many of them were coming out every day, while some of them could not be bothered. They sit down in their comfortable room, and they're now coming out to say that, thanks so much, Kule Baker, my brother. And they're now coming out to say, oh, Igboho is a freedom fighter that has run away. We are not going to talk too much. You expect me to come out and give you the next plan, Onidafunyi. The one that we gave every one of you, you have now taken it to Lori Burukudu Bonitiri. I remember a call before the whole movement was destroyed by Odoshi woman here. We had a conference call, myself, Igboho, and some few people. While we were talking in that meeting, we did not know that some of them are no longer part of us. Let me say this clearly again. If you like, give me 2,000 pounds. If you like, don't give me any money. I only trust myself, Igboho, Baba Akintoye, my mom, and my family. I do not trust anybody. I'm sorry to say that, because we don't know who you are. I don't even know who you are working for. I know what Igboho is working for. I slept in his house. I slept in his bedroom. I was with him for 6 months. I told Igboho that we should move faster than that. But Igboho is an intelligent man. Now I realize why he was telling me what I was telling him. I traveled to Nigeria because I wanted to make sure that we push some things in. But Igboho said no. Sat me down, told me this and that. Now I realize that it was for the best interest. Because I realized that the Yoruba people were not ready. We are ready, but halfway we are not ready. If we are ready, you will go and listen to Dukbonitiri and Yoluri Bruku. Dukbonitiri that none of you have seen physically. You will go there and be listening to Ijile. Ijile that doesn't have the papers to live in Turkey. Ijile that cannot travel to do a rally in Turkey. Even before Dukbonitiri came, Ijile never make any rally in Turkey. And bastard Yoruba people kò ní dá fún gbogbo ẹni mọ̀ sọ ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire. Ẹ̀yin wá gbéra, go and sit with Dukbonitiri, and then you are saying that you have a country when Igboho was on the field on a daily basis. Let me say this clearly. The movement is still alive. We will bury the mother, and then we will decide what is next. If you are in a haste and you don't know where we are taking you, I beg you, start your own movement. At least we have people that say they've got a Yoruba Nation Country on the social media. Idiot, bastards. They say they have Yoruba Nation Country. You can also start your own. That would not stop us from all coming later on in the front. If you think that they have a country, let them have a country. A country where President Bola Tinubu is the president. A country where there is still the Nigerian security, a country where there is the Nigerian military, a country where people are still running on a daily basis in the same economy that is not yet a Yoruba economy. Even the Biafras have not fully come out to say they have a full declaration, even though they've set up a lot of formation. They've set up their own system. We cannot run the same system with the Biafra. The Biafra is different from the Yorubas. The Yorubas will run it the way we want under the leadership of Professor Banji Akintoye. If you are not comfortable with Professor Banji Akintoye, sniper, because at the end of the day, most of you cannot even do what he's doing. And if you can do it, I challenge you to start now. And let us start seeing the signal. And send the signal back and let us see how we can support you. I'm sure Igboho will be happy. I'm sure Baba Akintoye will be happy. We have talked about many things to make sure that we can liberate our people. The first thing is we feed them with the right information to bring their mind back away from the shito country called Nigeria. We started that until Duponitiri infiltrated the movement and destroyed it halfway. And we have learned people that sit with her and tell me, Olayomi Koiki, a journalist here in UK, confirmed journalist, I am not a blogger. You will never get, most of them cannot get to number 10 Downing Street. Most of those that call themselves medias, they can't get to number 10 Downing Street because they don't have the security clearance. I have security clearance in this country, and that is why I can be in number 10 Downing Street at any given point if I wish to go. I will now come and tell Yoruba people that we have a country when we don't have the country. I am still responding back to the interview. There was nothing wrong in that interview, even though many of you are the one that will come out and say, oh, Igboho ti sọ̀rọ̀ jù. I remember when Igboho was responding to my interview in his residence in Soka, how he responded to the late son of Pastor Gio Adeboye. I remember how many Yoruba people came out on us. We did apologize to him. We were almost going to see him, but I will leave that for another day because it's not consumption for the public. But he called and he did accept our apology, even though Igboho never meant exactly how it was all twisted. Let me say it clearly. Igboho would congratulate Tinubu if he wished to. That has not stopped the Yoruba Nation movement. Like I said earlier, the Scottish people have the right to self-determination. The English refuse to give them the right anymore, but they have everything working for them. So even if Nigeria is working, oh, are we not going to say because Nigeria is working, we don't want to leave Nigeria anymore? No. We still have the right to say we don't want Nigeria anymore. Scotland is far ahead in Nigeria, 300 times ahead. But the Scottish people are not excited being part of the union that started in 1700. Why do you think they want to break away from England or the union called Great Britain? Because they don't want to be known as that anymore. They want to have their own self-independent country. So even if Tinubu turns around Nigeria, the next president comes in and then what happened? It destroyed the northern part of Nigeria, destroy Nigeria, Yoruba destroy Nigeria, Igbo destroy Nigeria, every ethnic group destroy Nigeria. Because that is what the British government wanted. A foundation that we will kill each other, we will have hatred on each other, and we are saying that that is no longer working. So let me say it again. If you are not happy with all I have said in the last few hours, you can still find the nearest expressway and jump into the vehicle coming so that we take you as -1. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí gbogbo ibikíbi tí ẹ bá wà, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín fún àdúró tì yín lórí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, because they've never witnessed anything like this before. It was a shock absorber to them. They tried, they pushed, they said, they did spiritual attack. They even went further to do certain things that we will leave away from the social media. They now realize that, wow, these ones are a different breed. They realize that KOIKIMEDIA is not those kind of their shit-o media at home. They bribe people. They cajole some individuals and told them, we will look after you. I might not have the money, but I have the life that I'm enjoying. A lot of you will never enjoy those kind of life. Telling me to come back to Nigeria, you will not be the one to tell us to come back to Nigeria. When the right time comes, we will be on the ground to complete the job. Right now, Igboho is in Germany, I am in UK. If that is making you uncomfortable, you can get a visa. And if you can't get a visa, you can go to Jos and allow the Fulani to kidnap you. There is a lot of problems in Nigeria. We are dealing with that problem for asking for Yoruba nation. If that is not comfortable for you, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. And if you are thinking that you can beat Igboho's record, Try it. Let me see. In the next decades and decades, nobody can beat that record. That record speaks for itself because Igboho worked hard for that. And that is the reason why he's loved and respected and his integrity remains standing. If you think that Igboho will leave us halfway, it's because you are the one planning to leave us halfway. Many of you are trying to leave us halfway anyway. We will continue to give in his 100% loyalty from this platform. Day in, day out, without any hesitation. Don't correspond with me anymore if you are unhappy with all my utterances. I say it again, find the nearest gas station and die. Because Igboho lost two people that many of you do not even understand the consequence of that. They still have a family. Adogon still have a mother as I speak to you. Oh, do you want us to start explaining to you how Adogon was killed? I will never explain to you how he was murdered because Adogon was not killed by a gun, but I will leave that like that. That is the reason why they never wanted us to see the body. Even though they must release that body, even if it has been buried, we need to pull it out and give it a befitting burial. That is Adogon. Let's talk about Alhaji Fatai, his uncle. I remember every time I see him in the house while I was in Soka, he was always happy, excited. I never even knew he had a bit of eyesight problem until later I was told that he was preparing to pray Salatu midnight prayer when this Olori Buruku Fulani bastard, in conjunction with some Yorubas, came to assassinate Igboho in the house. He did not even know that something was already happening. He was killed instantly. Two of them, the body was moved. We will continue to be grateful to Moremi of our time, Lady K. Maybe some of you never know. We were told that the whole network in Igboho's area was completely shut down. How Lady K was able to pick a signal, only Eledumare knows. It was not meant to work. No signal was meant to come out from Igboho's house. But because Igboho's house is protected, not because he's a spiritual man, not because he has any voodoo, it's because the gods of the Yoruba land was in that premises. I told him so many times, let us move this vehicle out of this area because we were getting signal that that house would be bombed from upstairs. They would drop something from the helicopter. That intelligence was right. But because we cried out quickly, they stopped it. Each time we come out and say something, they're also changing their strategy. They are changing their strategy. Lady K saved the day. We could have been talking about unknown gunmen. Even some of you Yoruba will have linked it to the Biafra bastards. They will have linked it to the Biafra. They will have said that it is Biafra that came to attack Igboho's house, just like it is the Biafra that went to attack the late Funmilayo Ramson Kute's house with the unknown soldier that Obasanjo sent there. Oloye Igboho does not need to come and explain anything to anybody. I am his media. I am a spokesman. I am a campaigner. I am a true lover of Yoruba nation. I say, I will be here to defend the Yoruba nation movement. If you think that we are doing anything that is wrong, oh yes, we want you to send us your feedback. But don't come and tell us that we don't know what we are doing. If you think that we don't know what we are doing, please, you can go to Nigeria tomorrow, raise your flag, start your rally, and we will follow you with all our media on the ground. I have 25 medias on the ground with so many other ones that are working independently away from the social media. We will follow you. We will cry for you. Did they not cry for Bankole? Where is Bankole today? Where is he? Where is Bankole today? Where is even Ijile? Where is he? They can't live. Some of you don't understand that the real work of Yoruba nation is on the ground. I have told you last year, 3% is what we are doing on the social media. Igboho has completed the 7% that we need. That 7% remain valid till date. Nobody can change that record. That record is already in the spiritual realm. It is entirely up to us now to work towards the pull down of Nigeria, just like Kayode Mola said in the last couple of days, with the things that are developing around the world. It could take 3 years, it could take 4 years. We must just be prepared and be ready. That does not stop us from whatever we want to do because Tinubu is there. Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. Tinubu is not the president of Yoruba nation. Tinubu is not the president of Yoruba nation. He is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And as we speak tonight, Nigeria is still a country. Nobody can deny that. You can tell that you are not a Nigerian. Yes, that is subject to if you have a different passport. You are a national of another country. If you are not a national of another country and you carry indefinite stay, you carry a resident. I'm not even talking about those at home. I'm talking to the diaspora, because not all diaspora have foreign passport. Some of them, their passport is the BRP. That means you are just given a timeline to live in that country, either through a process until you get to another process where you become the national of that country. That means we are still Nigerians. We might not want to use the word Nigerian because we're not happy with it, but the country called Nigeria is still in existence. But do you know that Taiwan claimed to be a country, but yet they don't have any United Nations endorsement to that? As the China continue to say that if any country around the world, even though UK, America, and I guess another 2 countries have already congratulated the current Prime Minister of Taiwan, they are saying categorically that should anybody around the world interfere with Taiwan, they will come after them. China is ready to go to war with Taiwan. That shows that even though we want Yoruba nation, but the Yoruba nation is not yet with us, we are still campaigning and we are praying to the gods of the Yoruba land and the gods of whatever religion we carry, because we, the Yoruba people, we are not just in our own tradition. We also have Christians and Muslims that have lived thousands of years together without any problem. We continue to pray that these will make things easy, but the fight, the quest will be on the ground. Not everybody will travel down to Nigeria as at the time when the real campaign will probably kick again. How soon it will kick, we hope it will start soon. But for now, all we can do is exactly what we are doing right now. And we are doing it to our best capability, from the Yoruba World Media, the home-based media, the independent Yoruba medias, and even some that are not medias within the Yoruba campaigns. Everybody's complaining about Nigeria right now. People are crying, from the market women to children. People are being kidnapped. Kidnappers are they're killing innocent Nigerians. That means everybody is looking to find a solution. But while we are still talking like this, Atiku, Peter Obi, and Kwankwaso are planning to merge by Pat Utomi. Pat Utomi, these are part of people that destroy Nigeria. So if you are listening to all those bastards, go and see Atiku with Dele Momodu in Dubai in the last few hours. He doesn't live in Nigeria. All his businesses is in Dubai. And yet, he's already planning for 2027. Atiku has been contesting ever since before MK Abiola in 1993. And yet, he's not tired. That means he has an hidden agenda. So the country is still going on. That means we must continue to push and explain more and more. And that is why we're saying that we need the media. You need the media that is capable to face the heavy load. We are ready. I'm not talking on behalf of any other person now, but I know that other medias are ready as well. And that is why we must find how to crack the code where Nigeria has been kept. The British government knows the code. They will never give us the code. That means what we are doing is puzzle. We move this up, we move that down. Oh, Tinubu is there. What is the game with the West and Tinubu? Okay, we move it up, we move it down. We knew the game between Buhari. We started the movement just as Buhari was, almost leaving office. Some of you say, oh, why Buhari was there? We were doing a lot. How many a lot of you came out while Buhari was there? Because it is easy for you all to say that, but the man that was facing the heavy load, this is how Buhari got to know him. You don't see Igboho was what Buhari heard, and he knew that there is a strong man that have stand up for the Yoruba people. Why did he stand up for Yoruba people? He did not stand up for the Biafra. He did not stand up for Hausa people. So why are the people complaining that he's talking about the suffering of Yoruba people? He stood up because the Yoruba people were being suffering. We were suffering. And Buhari gave the order in conjunction with some of the other Yorubas. Even if Tinubu was part of those that gave the order, he gave the order because of his own selfish interest. It's as simple as that. Even if our governors were there, it is because of their own selfish interest. They're all bastards anyway, as far as I'm concerned. But the fact is that we came out, we challenged the status quo. We told Yoruba people, as Sofui, our election can look convincing. Into one lay, your election law. Into one lay, ma to gbogbo wa jẹ. Okay, so tabagba Yoruba nation, ṣé kò ní tó wá jẹ ni? We will automatically start having our own police, immigration, this, that. It will come to. Why do you think that we all travel out of the world to go and survive? It's because we are going there because the system in Nigeria is not giving us the opportunity. Mori, sister me, Ìyàwó Shanla, I was watching her in that cold. How many of us wants to stay in the cold? We don't have a choice. That is the reason why we are sitting and sleeping and working hard in the cold. So when some of you that we told, Ani, we came out, we started talking about it, explaining. Some say we didn't understand. Some even say that we are liars. Some say I run back to London. Oh yes, you run back because Majamosa lafi makikanju. Akikanju tó bá mọ̀ jà tó bá mọ̀ sá, a máa bógun lọ ni. And I have something to back that. Let's listen to this again. He wasn't confused. He could just feel the love that the Yoruba people were ready. That same night, Olori Buruku Fulani went to Igogon. I need to enter any video and me send it. I need to be playing that video again continuously as well. If any of the KOIKIMEDIA team are listening to me, I need that video, as quickly as possible. That same night, as the rally was ending, we did not buy pure water for anybody. We did not give anybody guguru like the politicians will do. It was organic. They've never seen anything of such before. They were shocked. They were asking questions. Talo báwo ṣe ṣe? Ṣé wọ́n lo àwúrẹ́ ni? They didn't know. It's because the Yoruba people were already tired, but they didn't have somebody to lead the movement. Eventually, Igboho became the hero of our time. That led to the northern part of Nigeria to feel concerned. Bola Tinubu took advantage of that. He used that to negotiate himself with the North. You can go and ask him. He knew that what we had in our hand was the final straw to the breakup of Nigeria. Whether he gave or participate in the assassination of Igboho's life, I don't have the clear evidence, but I won't be surprised that he's not aware. And if he's not aware, the question then is, who is aware of such atrocity on the life of Igboho? Ta ló fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Igboho kú? I've told you before, and I still stand with my word. Ọba méjì Yoruba, one gave the go-ahead for Igboho to be killed, while one said, "Wọ́n ní pa lójú mi." I will leave that for the future. Igboho will not die now. We will stay with him. We will stay with his family because we pull him to this. He did not pull himself alone. We were the ones that say we are ready and we pull him. We told Gani Adams we were ready. He ran away. Till date now, nobody's talking about Gani Adams. Even any to my passion for Gani Adams, not that he's not ready, but he actually pulled back. Kilo de Gani Adams pulled back. To wá jẹ́ pé Igboho nìkan kọ́ ni akíkanjú ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ nílé, àwọn tó le ju Igboho lọ wà. Gbogbo wọn dákẹ́ wọn wò. Òun wá gbé ara síta, ó gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ síta. Ẹ wá ní fẹ́ pa, ẹ wá ní ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé kó máa bú Tinubu ni? Ó kó bú Tinubu kẹ́yìn lè máa rẹ́rìn, kẹ́ lè máa satisfy. Ẹ̀yin náà ṣe fídíò. Ẹ bá mi ṣe fídíò gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Every single one of you. I want everybody to do a video about Aroko Tinubu. Igboho is doing his best. As at now, as at yesterday, as at the future. And he has given us his words, and he has not changed his words. The interview was nothing more than praising Tinubu, but we are intelligent Yoruba people. I will leave that. Ẹni tó bá wá lè think deep désàlẹ̀, a jẹ́ pé we gotta take you to Arrow, tá a máa tọ́jú gbogbo yín, because tẹ́ bá ń sọ̀rọ̀, tẹ́ ní àwa là ń sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ gbọ́, ẹ wá mọ̀rọ̀ gbọ́ torí olóyè sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ lè digest ẹ̀. Kóòdù kan wà tó wà lọ́wọ́ UK, ta ni ó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gangan nísìn? Why is the UK not giving us the code? The UK has the power to tell Nigeria that enough is enough after 100 years. They refuse to do that. That means we all have to find a solution to the code. Listen to this. This is who we are. This is the late Alaafin Ikú Baba Yeye. We met many times, sometimes not even in his palace anymore. We were taken to places in his private residence. Myself and Igboho, gbogbo tó sọ nípa Tinubu, it remained in my stomach. But the question is, if Tinubu have the will, it's entirely up to him. If he doesn't have the will, he has sold us to the north. But I have said it. Do I trust Tinubu? No, I don't trust him. And I don't believe he has anything to offer. So if Oloye say Tinubu will fix Nigeria, let him fix Nigeria. I'm coming. Let me turn this heater off because Ora Milara there. Mumbo.
With the string talking drum, tí sọ̀rọ̀. Nílé ọba, nílé àwọn ẹni pàtàkì, mo gbé ààfin Aláké nígbà tí mo wà lọ́dọ̀ lọ́mọdé. Mo súnmọ́ wọn dáadáa. Gbogbo òru àwọn ọba ńláńlá ni nínú ààfin wọn ni ìlú máa ń wà tí ó jí ọba láàárọ̀. Tí ẹ bá fẹ́ búra fún gómìnà nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà, wọ́n á gbé bíbélì lé wọn lọ́wọ́. Ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ẹlẹ́sìn Kìrìsìtẹ́nì, ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ẹlẹ́sìn Mùsùlùmí, wọ́n á gbé Quran fún pé kó búra. Tó bá ti búra tán, Quran tó fi búra àbí Bíbélì tó fi búra ti gbàgbé ẹ̀ tó sọ sí. Ní tó bá wù ló lè máa fi ìgbésí ayé àwọn ọmọ tó ń jọba lé lórí tó ń ṣe gómìnà lé lórí. Ṣùgbọ́n kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ní Yorùbá. Láràárọ̀ láago 5 ní ìlú òjì ọba yóò sì máa sọ fún ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó jẹ́ fún àwọn ènìyàn àtàkùn bàbá ńlá bàbá rẹ̀. Tó pé kí wọ́n tó dé wa ládé, wọ́n ti mú wa lọ sójúbọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Wọ́n sì ní ká jẹ́jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé tọ̀sán tòru láàmú fi sin àwọn èèyàn wa lọ́nà tó dáa a sì ní bẹ̀rù. Tó bá dàárọ̀ fún àpẹẹrẹ fún èdè tó jẹ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá bó ti jẹ́ pàtàkì fún wa sí. Tí ẹ bá fẹ́ lò àwọn.
Let me appreciate Lady K. Muke Yadada. I just spotted you right now. Muke wa media zo atuwa ni sale. Mumba Akinada. Eja gbo iku baba yeye tan. I'm going to say shout out to you. More me of our time. She saved the day, July 1st. Kódà kí Lady K máa ṣe tó ń bí wa nú. Torí ẹ̀yin kan ó ń bí yín nú nǹkan tó ń ṣe. I don't want to go into that. We must love her forever. Wọ́n ní rólóyè mú níjọ́ yẹn. But wá pa gbogbo àwọn tó wà nílé yẹn ni mo sọ. That is the intelligence that I got. That is the intelligence that was given to Loye as well. Gbogbo wọn pátá ló máa padà nù. And the whole house will be bombed and they will tell you is unknown soldier. Dúpẹ́ fún Lady K from July 4th, 2021. And she also sacrificed because she was taken away. Ìyàtọ̀ fi jẹ́ because wọ́n expect pé signal ṣì máa wọnú lé yẹn. The whole signal was shot dead. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá wa Fọláṣadé Òjó. Màá kí gbogbo yín dáadáa. Mo ti deliver message. We'll go back now to our current conversation. Nobody should call me lórí ọ̀rọ̀ interview Olóyè. Àdúró títí a máa fi débi tá à ń lọ. Òun náà dẹ̀ dúró tì wá. Tó bá wá ní tó ń ṣe àti tí bàbá Akíntóyè ń ṣe ẹ nífẹ̀ẹ́. Tẹ́ ẹ bá lè já sínú omi ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tọ̀dọ̀ tí yín náà. Nobody stopped anybody. Ṣèbọn onítìrì ló ń ṣe ẹran aṣẹ́wó tiẹ̀ káàkiri pẹ̀lú jílẹ̀ tọ́jọ́ ń ṣe nonsense pẹ̀lú àwọn idiot. I don't want to be responding to them because they are ìjìnlẹ̀ tó lè wọnú parliament wọn ní Turkey, Black Lion àbí whatever tẹ́ ń pè wọ́n. All these people are irrelevant. Àwa là ń kàn dárúkọ wọn lọ́fíìn wà relevant. Nobody knows them. Àwa tó mọ̀ ni àwa media tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn Olóyè. Wọ́n mọ̀ àwa media torí pé àwa ti ra gàbó. Àná àwọn máa dárúkọ Olóyè lójoojúmọ́ ni because orúkọ ẹ̀ gangan ni kọ́kọ́rọ́ tá a máa fi wọnú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Tó bá tẹ́ lọ́rùn ìwọ náà ní ẹpọ̀n lábẹ́ jáde síta kó lọ ṣe tó Olóyè ṣe. Ẹja gbọ́n tí kú bàbá yẹn sọ mọ̀ ń bọ̀ mọ̀ tí dé.
Àwọn ìlú kọ̀ọ̀kan pè mí kí a tó gbogbo àwọn bàbá mi tó jẹ. Wọ́n á sọ pé Ọláìwọlá dìde ó bọ́ Sókótó. Àtàndá dìde ó bọ́ Sókótó. Ẹnìkan fi gbẹ̀gbọ̀nsẹ̀ rán mẹ́ni dìde ó bọ́ Sókótó.
Mo kí ẹ̀ gbọ́ mi dáyà mo kí mo gbé dáadáa nísìnyí bọ̀.
Àwọn tó jẹ́ lè bó mọ̀ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ léyìí. Tẹ́ bá ń kí gbogbo ọba lọ wọ́n bẹ̀ láti ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ jà láàfin títí dórí mi. Mo sì láti mọ̀ mo láti mọ̀ tí ẹ ń wí. Ìlú wa jẹ́ pàtàkì. À ń fìlú òkè fún yàn. À ń fìlú kìlọ̀ fún yàn.
Nǹkan pè wá lọ́mọ Yorùbá nìyẹn. Mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́n nǹkan tí bàbá yẹn sọ. So àwa ń fi ìlú àfi ránṣẹ́ sí Aso Rock ni. So ẹni tó bá wá yé láti decode ó kù sí lọ́wọ́. Ẹni tó bá ń bínú ẹ̀kan bínú lásán ni because calculator lolóyè Ìgbòho. Calculator ni bàbá Akíntóyè. Tó bá dẹ̀ ń sọ fún yín pé wọ́n congratulate bàbá Tinubu. Ṣẹ́yìn ẹmọ tó ń pè ní foreign policy ṣá. The worst enemy àwọn àgbáyé ń bára wọn ṣe. Tó bá búra wọn títí. Mo ń follow story India àti Maldives. Ìlú méjèèjì yẹn. Maldives nísìn wọ́n ní agbára. Indian is about 1.4 billion ní population. What they threaten ní our Maldives, one threaten India, because the new prime minister, the president, ó fẹ́ pull out gbogbo into the previous president ṣe, but kí ló dé tó ṣe ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀? Because only back of China. Àwa nísìn àti ní backup kankan. Tábà tẹ̀lé ṣẹ́nu mi ni máa jáde ni máa sọ fún yín pé backup kan wà báyìí, country báyìí ló ń tẹ̀lé wa. You know, gbogbo nǹkan kan la máa sọ lórí social media. We are talking about ourselves want to leave Nigeria. Ẹ wá ń sọ pé ẹni negotiate. No, tẹ́ ẹ bá negotiate pẹ̀lú present administration tó wà ń bẹ̀. Ṣé United Nations is as useless as tissue paper. I'm sorry to say. Useless as tissue paper ní United Nations. Gbogbo ta kan máa ń sọ 1949 the United Nations Charter humanitarian kìnnìkan. Wọ́n ti pa 25,000 people ní Palestine tó rí nǹkan kan ṣe sí. Òkú ti sùn lọ ní Sudan. So tẹ́ bá ń dúró pé United Nations la máa fi gba Yorùbá nation from negotiation ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa. But in tó máa help wa ni pé tí wàhálà bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà lénìí, ẹnu wọn ò ní kò ní United Nations Security Council. That is the advantage. Ibi táwọn Biafra dem push ọ̀rọ̀ lọ nìyẹn, because àwọn ti mọ̀ pé tí gbàgbó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ tó bá bọ́ sórí M1, bá Amẹ́ríkà bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé kinní kan, Russia máa sọ pé kó shut up, because Russia àti America antagonist làwọn méjèèjì nísìn. Wọ́n ọ̀dẹ gbọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ tí gbogbo nǹkan máa fi dàrú ní Nàìjíríà. Ọdún mẹ́ta ló máa fi dàrú ní, oṣù mẹ́fà ní. Àwọn ní láti máa fún yín ní date mọ́, because nígbà tá a ní ká máa lọ dìbò, gbogbo ilẹ̀ náà fẹ́ dìbò. Ẹ ti dìbò tán nísìn, so enjoy it. Ẹni tá bá lè ṣàánú á ṣàánú, ẹni tá bá lè ṣàánú, ẹni tó bá fẹ́ kú ẹ gbé lọ sọ́dọ̀ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì yín kẹ́ lọ gbé bọ́dì ẹ̀ síbẹ̀. Because at the end of the day, nígbà tá a pariwo pé ọ̀rọ̀ election kan ló kàn, most of you said election ló kàn. Mo níyàn kan tó wà lórí platform nísìn, ojoojúmọ́ ló ń kọ lẹ́tà sí British government tó ń bá wọn fa wàhálà. Single handedly ó dẹ̀ ń copy ní gbogbo lẹ́tà yẹn, kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́tà méjì, kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́tà mẹ́fà. Alhaja Aira Adeyeye ló ṣe 80th birthday. She sent about 80 letters lọ sí UK ní bíbá, UK government. Gbogbo yẹn ló ń pè ní diplomacy. But ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀, ó máa gba diplomacy, ó máa gba ká crack code, ó dẹ̀ máa gba pé kíni ká tó fi ìlú ká fi ránṣẹ́. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí ó lé Aláàfin, the late Aláàfin sọ.
À ń fi ìlú dánilárayá, a fi ń túfọ̀. Tá a bá ń lo ogun,
màá gbọ́, tá a bá ń lọ sógun, onílù àtẹ̀lé wa. Èèyàn mélòó ní ló lè gbébọn? Tó bá tẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìn, èèyàn mélòó ní ló lè gbébọn láti fi jà? Ṣé o mọ bó ṣe ń yìnbọn? No, ṣé o mọ bó ṣe ń yìnbọn? Tó bá di pawó, àdẹ̀ ní àmọ́ bá ṣe ń yìnbọn, bọ̀ a ní ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu, a ní àsíá tá lè fà sókè, a ní ariwo tá lè pa, a ní Yorùbá nation no going back. That means it's a message, it's a tool. Tools yẹn a lè fi pull it down. Olóyè dẹ̀ ló lè gbé crowd yẹn jáde. Ṣé dáàdi ẹ̀ lè gbé crowd jáde? Àpètè ẹ̀yìn tẹ̀ ló ń tẹ̀lé Dúpọ̀ ní tìrì 419 woman yẹn. Mo máa ṣe program fún un bí a ké wíìkì tó tán. But tàbá kan dárúkọ ẹ̀ àkàn fún ní relevant ni. Because 419 ni kò ní anything tó ń gbé bọ̀. Mo ti rẹ́rìn yóò, mo ti wo Yorùbá Wuyì. Mo wò tẹ́lẹ̀ ní 50 something minutes. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún Yorùbá Wuyì ìyá dáadáa. Ọkọ dẹ̀ ìyàwó ọ̀rẹ́ lédìkéde ní Dúpọ̀ ní tìrì. Ìyá jágbajàgba yẹn. Ẹ wá wà lábẹ́ ẹ̀wọ̀n yẹn ń ṣàdúrà ẹ̀ kò fún ṣúgà jáde. Ẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí WhatsApp, ẹ̀ ń fi kọ́mẹ̀ntì lọ́rọ̀ parapapa. Ìyẹn ló máa gba Yorùbá nation. Ìyẹn ló máa gbá Délé wọlé. $1 million táwọn Davido fi ń jó gógó. Ẹ rí ọmọ Davido tó ń fowó sí ìmá bínú ìyàwó. I don't like using those phrases. Tó ń fowó sábẹ́ di ọmọ kan nínú club. $1 million Davido máa kò ká Davido láti fi gbé private. Ó dà pé ẹ̀ tí ẹ̀ mọ nǹkan tá à ń jà fún. Ẹ̀ náà wá $1 million. $1 million táwọn Davido. Ẹ jẹ́ pé Davido kó fún yín lówó. Ẹ wá ń wá $1 million lórí social media. Ẹ wá $1 million lórí ṣe. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá tẹ̀ máa dáwó fún yín, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ rí pé ẹ ti ń fi ìbọn, ẹ ti ń fi fọ́ra yín lórí nísàlẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin gbàdé labour and some idiot and gullible jókòó sínú yẹn ní gbàdé labour. Níbo ló ń gbébọ̀ sí? À ń sọ fún yín pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ crowd la máa kọ́kọ́ fi tì síta. A gbé crowd síta. Àyà gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì àjẹ́ aṣọ́dá. Tí crowd bá wà lórí tán, ẹ lọ wo India. Gbàtẹ́gbẹ́ kókó follow news ní ìgbà yìí lágbàáyé. 13 hours flight kankan move ní India àmọ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ everything was grounded nígbà tó dé stage kan fídíò yẹn wá lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àtẹ́kùn gbọ́ news mo sọ fún bíbẹ̀ lẹ́tí máa gbọ́ gbogbo anyway 13 hours wọ́n ní backlog ní India airport báyìí ẹ mọ̀ káwọn èèyàn ti jókòó kí plane fi gbéra kọ́dẹ̀ wà lórí flight yẹn tí plane ò lè gbéra ní tarmac for 13 hours nígbà tó yá bọ̀bọ̀ kan dìde ó fẹ́ gba pilot lẹ́sẹ̀ so frustration àwọn èèyàn ó ní bàbá yẹn ní sinimá interview yẹn ní sin ó lè jẹ ẹni tó tẹ jàre but when the frustration and anger bá débì kan you will do what you don't want to do eventually àwọn èèyàn ń jẹun ní tarmac ni àdètò ní kẹ fún wa lówó ká tètè ra sísítẹ́ẹ̀mù mi àti ibi tó fẹ́ tún ṣe nísìnyí àti gbé lọ nísìnyí àtẹ̀wọ̀n tó máa ṣe ká lè máa ṣó yín ní gbogbo àwọn kìíní yẹn lẹ́yìn I have 2 laptop àwọn eléyìí ò lè gbé program tèmi ń ṣe wọ́n ò lè gbé alien way la need ìyẹn láti ní ẹ fún wa lówó ẹ dáwó sínú GoFundMe ká tètè ra máṣíìnì mi kẹ máa gbádùn program gidi ká máa lọ máa fa àwọn nǹkan bá ṣe máa ń ṣe nígbà yẹn tá máa fi wọ̀nyí ní background ṣé ẹ láìkì yẹn ni ká kàn fi fóònù ṣe program látijọ́ yìí à ń sọ fún yín pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀ 13 hours káwọn èèyàn jókòó sínú flight kó má dẹ̀ move kọ́ dẹ̀ ti wà nínú ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ yàgbẹ́ tó fẹ́ tọ̀ frustration máa dé nígbà tí flight kankan bá lè gbéra ní Muritala Mohammed airport nígbà tí èrò bá wà ní tarmac kọ́ sọ bọ́ ṣe fẹ́ gbéra wọ́n máa ju bọ́ǹbù síbẹ̀ ni so that's what we are saying so gbogbo yẹn á fẹ́ ní reaction káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé gbogbo news àgbáyé á gbé nígbà yẹn ẹni ẹ ṣe rally nìkan lẹ́nu máa ṣe lè máa fi gba Yorùbá nation èyí tó ti sọ fún pé ti gba country nísìnyí adelé kan ẹ ti declare ẹ̀yin náà lè ṣe menstruation lè ṣe kinní kan lè ṣe occupation ẹ wá wà lórí social media ẹ wá tún complain nípa Nàìjíríà ẹ̀yin wèrè.
tó bá tẹ̀lé wa yóò máa rìn wá káàkiri yóò máa gun wa ní kẹsẹ́.
a máa dín pẹ̀lú Ọlákúnlé.
ní agbára kókó láti ṣàgbé ó ń lọ sọ fún wa nígbà tó yẹ ká ṣàfógun.
ṣé ń gbọ́.
wọ́n ní màsàmàjà.
la fi máa kíkanjú.
lójú ogun.
bàbá tèmi rí lélẹ̀ kò in his private residence wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ kúnlẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ gbogbo àwọn British ten fún táǹkan lè gbogbo nǹkan ní bàbá ẹ̀ sọ bọ̀ kò ń ṣe fún social media so let's come back to our program tabarẹ́ni tó fẹ́ pè I will open the phone line for you to call in gbogbo ọlẹ́mú studio number wa ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa tí ẹ ti wà lára program láti àárọ̀ ní kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí like I said ẹni tó bá ní àwọn ọ̀fẹ́ tí Igboho sọ we cannot help you it's entirely up to you. Ẹ jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ kí brother mi ìjáyà ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò we appreciate you mo kí Lady K lẹ́ǹkan sí Lady K Fọlúwa show my sister thanks so much mo kí àwa Mary Olóyèdè mo fi tẹlẹ́dùmarè mo fi kí yín mo fi tànàbí Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mo fi ti Jésù Kristi màmá ni what God cannot do does not exist mo kí Mr. Akeem Ayọ̀délé mo kí ìjáyà lẹ́ǹkan sí with so many of your comments there ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sórí the next platform mo kí Ọkọ̀yà Fọláyan mo ṣe rí fídíò mo ti wo fídíò yẹn but I will check it later I've been very busy especially láàárọ̀ lọ́sàn-án so bí alálẹ́ báyìí làwọn máa ṣe program so ẹ support wa ẹ mo tẹ̀ wọ́n backup channel wa ṣe àwọn backup tí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n ti sùn àti ẹ̀rọ account details níta látẹ̀ nǹkan ó dẹ̀ káwọn èèyàn ti fún wa lówó Kúnlé Bakers kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ mo dẹ̀ kíyà mi Òjó mo bọ̀ wá kí mo kí bàbá Shitu S Ọmọ́wùnmí àròlé Odùduwà mo ti rí yín mo bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ Ismaila Ahmed mo kí yín Silver Badmus thank you so much Mr. Saheed Balogun salamu alaikum mo kí yín sá ìjẹ̀sìn kan mo gbé dání o ìjẹ̀sìn kan ló Ìgbòho gbé dání tẹ́ bá ń wá ibi tó ti ń jàjẹ̀sìn ẹ lọ bá àwọn àfáàyàn wọn kún lórí social media wọn mọ tó ń sọ so ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ báyìí mo kí ìyá mi lẹ́ǹkan sí can't love you less mo kí ìyàwó Elizabeth Adesanya mo fi tẹlẹ́dùmarè mo fi kí ẹ ṣé gan ni mà mo kí bàbá wa Alabi Samuel mo kí Alhaji Bashir I know he's always in the program but he's quiet àbọ̀rọ̀ àbọ̀yé o àbọ̀rọ̀ àbọ̀yé yàrá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa àròlé Odùduwà ṣé ẹ̀rọ tutù yìí bàbá mi Kẹ́hìndé Òsẹ́nì ẹ ṣé gan ni mo rí Dizzy Man 123 ó ní we will negotiate ẹ máa kí nǹkan fún yín pé kí lẹ́mí pẹ̀ ní negotiate tẹ bá tẹ yìnbọn tẹ para yín títí ẹ sì máa negotiate máa wà nínú ìrìnàjò yìí akọ̀ ń bẹ Elédùmarè pé kí tàjẹ̀ sílẹ̀ máa wà ní ìyẹn pa ní negotiate àwọn àfáà oníyàwó mẹ́ta àwọn àdáwọn lóhùn so àwọn tó bá ń fẹ́ ìjà ìsìn oríṣiríṣi pẹ̀lú náà máa ń wọ àwọn gossip ìmùtẹ̀rí wà látà àwọn kan ṣẹpẹtẹrí gbogbo yẹn náà máa ń gbádùn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan just to, you know, so imagine àwọn sisters mi kankan náà nínú lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan, so you know, but n tẹ́mi gbé dání self determination ni èmi ò dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ kó àtòbò ní bíbà ẹ má bínú fọ́nrán yẹn àrò àlùfáàṣà ni, but àwọn kan sọ mo rẹ̀ sí lórí TikTok náà, so kódà wọ́n send message mi pé àwọn tẹ̀lé gbé ṣẹ́rí àyìn tá à ń sọ fún àwọn Fúlàní terrorists wọ́n ní social media TikTok, I'm sure some of you have seen it. Àwa tá kan sọ̀rọ̀ self determination máa sọ email tó send sí mi mo tún appeal ẹ̀ wọ́n tún ní no, so call get out, so I need it. Grandma Lé Àjàyí mo kí dáàdì mi kan náà àwọn bàbá tó ti wà in their 80s wọ́n pè mí ní ọ̀sán yìí wọ́n bá mi sọ̀rọ̀, you know, I love your feedback, I love your advice, but à ń bẹ̀ yín, you know, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó lóye ẹ mọ́kàn pé olóyè èèyàn ti Yorùbá nation ni ọlẹ́ la fi ń mí báyìí àtọ́lá Elédùmarè àtọ́lá Ọlọ́run. Imagine the way I walk past it July 1st. I don't even want to think about it. You know, the people lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí fáwọn ìyàwó easy mo ti rí ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀, easy DHL ló fi gbélé wa àti ilé oníyìn tó bá máa cost òun ni náà bọ̀rọ̀ mi a máa ná tán délẹ̀ ni ìjẹ̀bú rẹ̀ láwọn ọ̀nà láwọn irọ́ lápá àláwọn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan làwọn kọ́kọ́ làwọn ní wa ni mo kí gbogbo àwọn Èkìtì Àbálẹ́kìtì mo kí wọ àwọn media ọ̀zọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan Sọmọlúkà mass b kò ṣe takuntakun mo kí ẹ o ti sùn àti ń jí láàárọ̀ gbọ̀ngbà sí fún wọn ni mo kí ìyá wa Oyin Ọlábísí mo kí bàbá mi Jímọ̀ rẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó wà lórí program ọ̀làtà wà ń bẹ̀ ó ti sùn olórí ẹbí wa nìyẹn ìbá pè ní sàmàdé bíbá yẹn àbí àwọn ṣẹpẹtẹ rè ọ̀sẹ̀ tó gbà sí fún àwọn bọ̀bọ̀ dark man yẹn èmi bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn yé gan mo like it, very dark man bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn strong gan, you know, ó strong gan ó fi ṣàwálẹ̀ Nàìjíríà tó bá strong irú èmi náà nísìn ẹ fi ṣàmì wálé rọlẹ̀ pa náà ló ní kí n láwọn àwọn family tó dúró rágàbò mi pé wọ̀kẹ́ bá a pẹ̀ lówó mo sọ wípé èmi máa break Nàìjíríà mo àìtí ṣe program preambles láti ṣe nínú ọdún yìí wàá máa rí Nàìjíríà báyìí náà máa bẹ́ lójoojúmọ́ because we have to catch up, but eléyìí mo ní láti wá dé pẹ̀lú eléyìí lẹ́yìn eléyìí mo dẹ̀ ní láti response ẹni kankan mọ́, so iṣẹ́ pọ̀ tá a fi ṣe ẹ̀fọn lóye pé àwa níṣẹ́ tá a fi máa ṣàfi create awareness ẹ máa bá ṣe lọ dẹ̀ subscribe sórí YouTube channel yẹn àwọn kan tẹ̀ tó ń sọ pé wọ́n ní àkè ń ṣe agbẹnusọ lóye mọ́ ẹ má kí n fi lé sí one bastard mo ní bí tẹ̀ ń ṣàgbẹnusọ ẹ̀ gan sef ibi tó bá lọ ni mò ń lọ à ń bọ̀sibọ̀sì èmi lágbẹnusọ ẹ̀ títí tá a máa fi débi tá à ń lọ lè dárín wa rú bóun ìkẹ lọ bá babaláwo kẹ bá fàgẹ ẹ̀ kan tán ra yín ni torí àníyàn kan lájọ ń lò síra wa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àníyàn kan àníyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ dájú ogun lọ mo dúró títàn ni délẹ̀ mo sọ fún mo ní mò ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín nìbàdàn Adésókà nígbà tí mo ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì ẹ̀rọ kò rí social media lèmi ti fi máa ṣe Yorùbá nation ni ìyẹn mo ṣe lọ sílé lọ́ba lóye kó lè bá mọ̀ pa serious gidi ni kò ń ṣe àǹtí Yorùbá nation mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Gani Alágbàlá àwọn náà tún ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì ọtún wa Alájà Ayéra ti ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì ọwá ó tún ní sáǹtì mi kan mọ̀ pé dárúkọ àwọn kọ̀ọ̀sì APC làwọn ń wá ẹ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe APC àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń ṣe APC àbáwọn jà àwọn náà ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì pé Kóìkì àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ wá yọjú sí ẹni sókà ẹ̀rọ pé mò ń ṣeré mo lọ lé ni ìyá mi dẹ̀ fi blessing ẹ̀ pé máa lọ ìyàwó mi nìkan ló kọ̀ wọ́n pé bàbá ẹ̀ tó ń lọ yìí ìyàwó mi bẹ́ mi títí tí ó mọ̀ pé tí mo fẹ́ lọ fà nílé pé mo ń sìn mo pé gbogbo àwọn family wọn ní kó jẹ́ kí n máa lọ pé kò sí problem pé mo tẹ́ 10 days mo dágbére fáwọn ọmọ ńlé àwọn ọmọ àlè wọn ní kí wọn nígbà tí mo wà Nàìjíríà báwo mo ṣe wá ń sanwó lé olóṣì ọmọ ẹ̀ tán sọ fún BBC ọmọ ẹ̀ tán sọ fáwọn journalist wọn ṣé ọmọ ẹ̀ tán sọ fún wọn ibi tí wọn bá ti ń ṣe ènìyàn ti ń jẹ inú movement náà láti fi ń sanwó lé tó bá bí ẹnu kó lọ já sínú omi kó kú dànù one bastard orí yóò pè ó rò pé mò ń ṣeré ni ó kù díẹ̀ ó tún kù díẹ̀ ẹ mọ̀ pa tún gbọ́dọ̀ lọ re-strategize ìtàtẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn a máa re-strategize media làwọn máa kọ́kọ́ fi media máa fi bà ti Nàìjíríà jẹ́ máa fi bà ti gbogbo àti Bọ́lá Tinubu gbogbo gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ máa sọ Nàìjíríà bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ máa bínú ìlú òfò wèrè country lèmi máa ń pè lórí Twitter ẹ lọ sórí Twitter mi ojoojúmọ́ wèrè country country tá à ń dáwó Pàtàmì former communication minister bí kí ló pè rẹ̀ wọ́n ń raise 50 million fún terrorist òun náà ọ̀rẹ́ òun kan máa dá 50 million fún àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ gbàlẹ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀n fáwọn yẹn wá 60 million òun náà máa ní kọ́ ọ̀rẹ́ òun kan ti former ẹni tó create name ẹran ti name tí gbogbo wa táwọn àwọn èèyàn wa tọ́ tí wọ́n àwọn family mi ń lọ mi sim card mo lè get wọn mọ́ ọ block sim card wọn lórí burúkú ẹ̀ ṣe bóyá kọ́ lè trace line a ní Nàìjíríà ń ṣe country wèrè country ẹ̀ pé Nàìjíríà fò Nàìjíríà tí mo rí yàn kan náà ọ̀rẹ́ mi abe ó send video yẹn everyday làwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń wá sórí social media bàbá yẹn ní spinal cord injury wọn náà wá 540,000 ọmọ máa gbé wá láti Badagry wá sí ibi tó tún máa ṣe físo kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín pátápátá yín politicians ẹ̀ ní kúure bomb bastard wọn wá wheelchair tí how did we get to that nonsense ẹni ní Nàìjíríà ẹ̀fẹ̀ ká máa tọrọ owó lójoojúmọ́ dísì máa mú kí n lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí easy mú kí ẹ Kúnlé Bakers ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kò ní tán fún láíláí Ọlákúnlé a máa ṣe exposition ní Fálétílé yẹn ó wà ní group kan pẹ̀lú mi ìjọ kan tí mo post mo dáhùn pé lórí burúkú ẹ̀ wà ń bẹ bàbá òfò yẹn bọ́jọ́ rí pé ọ̀nkọ́ mi kan ló ní group yẹn àwọn dẹ̀ dúró tán kánsẹ́lọ̀ dẹ̀ ni wọ́n nílò yìí ló wà lọ́n report ni pé ọ̀ṣẹ́ aláàkí mi máa post ọ̀rọ̀ Dúpẹ́ ńjọ́ nígbà tí mo ná wèrè lẹ́gbà bàbá òfò àwọn táwọn bàbá tẹ̀ ká máa dá sí ìsìnkú lára tó bá yá ni wọn náà lọ United Nations ó bá NGO lọ sí United Nations náà lọ sí United Nations ẹlòmíràn tẹ̀mọ́ tán pé United Nations mo tẹ̀ ò kátẹ̀sọ́ fáwọn tó wà ń lé òmùgọ̀ ni wọ́n gbogbo kọ́mẹ́ǹtì wọn ni máa lọ́n kà ẹ̀ máa bú bàbá Akíntóyè ẹ̀ bá bú bàbá Akíntóyè àti Ìgbòho wọ́n tẹ̀ máa ní ká dáwó padà yín ìwé sẹ́yìn lẹ́ lówó tó fi dá padà àti náà yẹn àti fi yẹn jẹ gúgúrú owó mi nìkan tó dá ìbá ń dá fáyìn náà nísìn ẹ̀ ń wá $1 million ẹ fẹ́ fi gbé Adélé wọlé ẹ̀ ń wá $1 million ẹ jẹ́ pé Davido kó fún yín ní $1 million Davido owó tó fi ń gbé private jet káàkiri nìyẹn because mo gbọ́ lẹ́nu Darkman is $10,000 láti gbé private jet láti Èkó lọ sí Àbújá so imagine ìyẹn lẹ́yìn wá $1 million clear fi ṣe owó gúgúrú àbọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀pà tí owó ẹ̀fẹ́ fi ra bọ́ ní idiot all over the place à ń sọ fún yín báyìí tí gba country ẹ̀yin náà ti gba country ti declare ìyẹn ló ṣe lórí burúkú Dúpẹ́ yẹn olùlọ́ṣì ó wà ní darkness àwa mọ̀ dáadáa tó ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ ṣe gbé tí ẹsẹ̀ gbẹ̀mú bọ̀ kí àwọn èèyàn gidi tó wà lórí platform mo kí J-Wire ẹni let my people go Igboho said to the world and they all turn a deaf ear there will never be a peace in the world I said it in 2020 not until Yoruba is set free ẹ ṣe gan jẹ́ n pin ọ̀rọ̀ ìmọ́lẹ̀ let my people go tẹ́ ẹ bá ti fẹ́ peace wàhálà ló ń bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Mr. Oke Kayode wèrè people ẹ máa fi comment sí kéde máa rí yín wàhálà tà ó ní who and who for United Nations fẹlá nìyẹn àgbà àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń ṣe fàájì nísìnyí wọ́n fọlá bàbá wọn fi ń gbádùn ní kí ló kàn wọ́n àló tó wà ń bẹ káàkiri line yẹn wà open tabarẹ́ni tó fẹ́ pè so ẹ lè pè wọlé tabarẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ṣe mú ẹ má bínú mọ̀ tán wifi mi tí èmi náà kàn relax látàárọ̀ ni but I've been so busy with so many other things ẹ má bínú pé ẹ̀rí wa látàárọ̀ mo fi Elédùmarè mo fi kí ìyá mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin táwa lórí TikTok lórí Instagram ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi mo ṣe ń bẹ́ òjì báyìí mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí bàbá Fálétílé àbá ọ̀fọ̀mà ni wọ́n wà relevant gbogbo tó ń sọ yẹn ìjìnlẹ̀ tó ń náà mọ̀ pé wọ́n wà relevant. mo dẹ̀ blame ẹ̀ inflation wà ní Turkey so òun náà gbọ́dọ̀ sustain rẹ̀ Turkey ò dẹ̀ fún yàn níwèé ìjìnlẹ̀ ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ ọmọ Turkey ọmọ Yorùbá ló fẹ́ because mo bá yàwó ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ nígbà tó mu kò ń jẹ́ pé lórí fóònù bọ́ mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí WhatsApp ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ni tó fẹ́ tẹ̀tún gbọ́ pọ́n ní ẹ̀gàn kan ṣe tó ẹ̀ máa kí tẹ lọ síbẹ̀ family problem wọn ni tó kàn mí ọ̀sùn mi ti gbọ́n kàn mí lórí ẹgbẹ́ wọn yẹn Mr. Adéwálé Káyọ̀dé mo kí Mr. Victor mo kí Àròlé Odùduwà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Dúpẹ́ is a scammer ẹ̀ má dà lóhùn scammer ni ó kàn gbé wọn ní mugun níjàre òun bá délé bọ̀ ìyàwó èrè àdélé ò ló ń gbé bọ̀. So I think that's about it. Mo ti kí gbogbo ẹ̀tẹ̀ ti darapọ̀. Ìyá mi Fọláṣadé ò jẹ́ ṣe gan ni. Tí bá ń rí super chat bá àyà mi máa ń já. Ó ti pẹ́ tí mo ti rí super chat. After láti April tó ti pa super chat ọ̀dẹ̀ ká rówó. Lai Mohammed ti lọ report YouTube channel mi. Tèmi àti Simon Ekpa ó ní kó já wálẹ̀ ni. Ó ní because èmi mo fẹ́ destroy Nigeria. Ṣé mo fẹ́ destroy Nigeria? Nigeria ti ń destroy rẹ̀ náà. So àwọn èèyàn tó máa ń ṣì ń send owó sí wa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o. Wọ́n máa kàn ti send kankan sí wa náà. Ó ṣe ń send receipt yẹn gan ni. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín mọ́mí ẹ ṣé gan ni. Safety dominion, stop mentioning Adelaide, it is the dumbest idea of the century. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ìyẹn lẹ́mú tẹ̀ fi fún dé bá tẹ̀ ń sọ fún mi kan mo tún fún wọn ní publicity ọ̀fẹ́ ni. So let's come back to some of the other things happening. Like I said, please, again, yìí tán tó sì má bínú, mo ti pin ọ̀rọ̀ ẹlẹ́ǹkan. They should print their ẹ má yẹ ká tẹ̀ sọ̀jọba Adélé kankan yẹ ká fi wọn sílẹ̀. Mo kí yìí tán tó sì brother mi ẹ kú ṣe takuntakun. Thanks so much. Ta ló tún wà ńbẹ̀? Mr. Lateef Adelaja, mo kí ta ló wà ńbẹ̀? Reach out to me to security related. Sam Jones. Okay, I don't know what that means. All right, I think that's about it from there. I'll pick more comment along the line. Moki Jaya Jaya. Jésù nìkan lọ́ba, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Jésù nìkan lọ́ba. Ẹ ká fẹ́ àwọn Adélé sílẹ̀, kò sí ibi kankan tó ń lọ. Wọ́n ń ṣeré pa ni. Wọ́n ń ṣeré pa ni. So wọ́n ń ṣeré pa ni. Àwọn náà mọ̀ pé àwọn ń ṣeré pa ni. So let's come back to actually how many hours? Okay, I have the last 1 hour, 15 minutes, so I can make use of that and educate ourselves and myself again. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé àtúkàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa. Ọkọ̀yà Fọláyan mo kí ẹlẹ́ nǹkan sí, my brother. There's a lot going on in Nigeria. Mo sọ pé problem Nigeria, Abamash analysis de lórí lójoojúmọ́ is never ending. Mo kí backup team mi ẹ ṣé gan ni. Kí mẹ́nu sọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria títí láti sìn títí dọ̀la. Mo kí wọn tó wà lórí Twitter space. Thanks so much. And those who are watching on the Twitter as well. Àwọn Biafra bíi méjì mẹ́ta bí ó gbọ́ Yorùbá, so ó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ lápẹ́ nǹkan. If we like, we talk about Nigeria. It is never ending. It's a catalog of problems. The one in Nigeria. Catalogs of problems. Catalogs. Mo don't put the catalog. Okay. Let it again. There's a catalog. Think about any magazine. To buy Shiba problem. To buy Shiba problem. And those problems cannot go away anytime soon. So if anybody thinks that those problems are going, it is not going to lose anywhere. So what can we do? What is the next plan? What is our next, when we are looking at all this problem? Atiku is currently preparing for 2027 with Peter Obi and Kwankwaso. They want to merge. But what we are saying is that self-determination cannot fail. Many people say, could need clarity, but we are just shouting. Ní traffic, in Nigeria, won't feel lines more or the motorway, but maybe by a So some people are like, we are just rabble rouser on the social media, that we don't have anything to back the movement. I understand their point, because look on, how are you going to break this strong country called Nigeria? Many Nigerians still think that Nigeria is a strong country. That is the fool that the West are telling you. The West knows that Nigeria is dead. It's completely gone. But the West, and probably some of your religious leaders. But people like us and those intelligent Omo Yoruba, even Antoine, I always say all the time, I am not better off than Antoine. The advantage I have is that I was born with a silver spoon. There's no doubt about that. I also have the privilege to have lived in Nigeria and also live in another country, or the bonus. I could be born with a silver spoon and live in Nigeria, and I could be part of Ensolomo groups. And they're not human beings. But what we are saying now, there's two things in front of us. I want to compare the current situation to resolve what it can solve. What our concept, we can still have the same current situation and we can then take it to a long future. I'm asking a question now, just yes or no. This is a platform that we educate, we ask questions, we debate, we laugh, we joke, and we are serious. When I come on the program, I don't want to make us look like we're joking here. We're not joking. This Yoruba nation, it might be like a joke sometimes, but it's not. It's a serious matter. It's all about life and death. My wife doesn't like me talking like that. If I think so, you can literally, because anything can happen. We don't even know who is the enemy that is out there that is against in terms of, because for every day we're talking like this, we are liberating the minds of people. Even though, look, I could go on Linda KG and see the post about Igboho, people are talking rubbish. It could be other places they are talking rubbish, and all that. But the question is, do we still have a future in Nigeria? Yes or no? Let's start with that. Do we have a future in Nigeria? Mukiba Baba David Adegoke. If I see your name, I'll greet you. Mukiawa Egbomi Este, Mr. Ramon Mukilori, Instagram. Ìyáwá Alima Gold Mukima Tebashiwa Pelua, Silver Bad Moswa Lori TikTok, Omanka Kirin, Said Balogun, thank you so much. Egbomi Simple Ryan, thank you so much. Always love _God, thank you. I am Tosin Iyami Felicia Jagbe, Eshegoni, Mukia Intawa Lori Instagram, Ìyáwá Ramatu, Emma Binupe late night lunch. I think there might be more late night than afternoon and morning. Mo fẹ́ káwọn ọmọ KOIKIMEDIA mo fi máa train àwọn náà kò yẹ pé àwọn ẹ̀ma máa gbọ́ láàárọ̀ èmi àwọn máa try láti ṣe alẹ́ so alẹ́ balance so and set wọn up over 200 pounds látúntò rọra ná lórí eBay because Friday yìí I know I can give too much information but this coming month mo gbọ́dọ̀ send àwọn èrò kan lọ sílé ahead. So ẹjọ fún wa lówó ká lè tètè ra nǹkan tá a fẹ́ rà. We need a lot of things so that kó má yẹ pé mi nìkan lè kọ́ máa rí ọ̀dọ̀ aláwọn mi kan tó good èmi mo kàn calm wọn down pé àwọn ọkùnrin Nàìjíríà làwọn wà but they are ready to also be doing a lot of programs but we gotta set them up properly. I need the naira ẹ fún wa ní naira èmi inú wọn mo fẹ́ change ibi tó ń gbé so that ká lè fún wọn ní opportunity yàrá kan tó máa fi ṣe program. I understand nǹkan tí mo mean. And all that. So there's a lot of things that we need, but we don't have money, we can't do all those things. So kó má jẹ́ pé Koiki nìkan lẹ́kan máa rí mi lójoojúmọ́, ẹ̀rí pé àwọn kan lọ ṣe interview lẹ́ni ní market, wọ́n lọ sí orí títì kan náà. So there's a lot of things that they are doing. They máa bá wa share àwọn blogs wa, And when people come and say, why am I talking about anything happening around the world and again in Nigeria? You're stupid. I'm not a blogger. Àwọn blogger ni àwọn tó kọ́ máa cut video ní video ẹ wo video Aláròyé yẹn wọ́n ti cut ẹ̀ pa ẹlòmíì. You can tell that these are bloggers, ẹlòmíì ò tẹ credit ẹ̀ sí Aláròyé ó lágbára o ẹni wo lóye ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹni tó ń jáwó nìyẹn. Everybody just dey use the video. Mo rí bọ̀bọ̀ kan ó cover débi pé ibi tó kọ orúkọ Aláròyé sí yẹn ó tún gbé tiwọn síbẹ̀. So you would think that póun ló lọ ṣe fídíò yẹn wá. No credit. Yes, it's unbelievable. So I am not in that category. We are proper media. And I've been in media in mo study in foundation at the first year. Tí mo ṣe ní London Met. No, I was doing hospitality in the first year. More one media, mass communication going into the second year. The London Metropolitan University in Holloway. You know. So, but barrier. Not only can we international fee, we abandon gbogbo ẹni. Because we fail international fee. So mo yẹn tẹ́ wá kàwé nílùú yìí. Èmi gan tẹ́mi ti ń gbé nínú ìlú yìí. I couldn't. No, mo sá kúrò pé yẹn. Mo ní kí n ti máa rí international fee. Ìwé rẹ̀ ti jáde nígbà yẹn. You understand? So, and the good thing is ìlú yìí kò sígbà tó lè kàwé. That's the good thing about Europe. At 70 plus, ni mo sì mi lọ ṣe 3-year course, business administration. At 70 plus, ni mo sì mi padà lọ sí school. Àwọn kan tẹ̀ sọ fún wọn pé alájà kílẹ̀ wọn lọ ṣe ní school again. Ìyẹn máa kàwé ni. So mo yẹn tẹ́ máa kàwé nílùú yìí. It's a lot of money, you know. I give kudos to you. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa wà pẹ̀lú gbogbo yín. But ẹ ṣáà wà very careful. That's all I can say. UK no be Nigeria. I'm not here to say you shouldn't come. Calm down. You will live here with me. You will pay rent. You will pay for things. Your family will not accommodate you after 6 months. Room. Nobody slap you, face my face you, but you'll be living with people. So our gbé flat, but ìwọ tó ṣe dé ìwọ náà máa lọ gbé pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn ìgbà míì gan àwọ̀ toilet ẹlòmíì yàgbẹ́ kò ní flush, ẹlòmíì máa jẹun ó máa gbé pẹ̀lú different people from different countries, ó máa gbé pẹ̀lú Hindu, so ìwọ tó máa ń sọ pé religion, so gbogbo kíní yẹn wàá lè train ara ẹ tó bá dé UK àbí America. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ fún yín pé ẹ jẹ́ ká tètè ṣe wàhálà kó pọ̀ kí wàhálà wa kó pọ̀ ká lè push Nigeria away. So mo tún bi wálé nǹkan sí, do we have a future in Nigeria? Yes or no? Do we have a future in Nigeria? Ǹjẹ́ a ní future nínú Nigeria? Easy sọ pé no, èèyàn méjì péré ló dá mi lóhùn. Grandma sọ pé no, Mr. Kayode sọ pé no, Ọlákúnlé sọ pé no. Àwọn tó wà lórí Instagram àwọn ti sùn bí akakókó pa Instagram. Àwọn tó wà lórí Facebook àwọn dáhùn, ó ti rẹ̀ wọ́n, bátìrì yìí ti lọ́lẹ̀. Ẹ má bínú, gbà tó sì mọ́ ìlú òfò ìjáyàjáyà mo kí ẹ. The question then is, if we don't have ẹ̀gbọ́n Ọlásùnkànmí láwa mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa káàkiri, mo kí àwa Mọ̀rúfà láwa, at least that way mo fi track yìí náà ni kí n fi mọ tó wà lórí ètò. Olúwaṣọlá ṣẹlẹ̀sì, okay, àwọn èèyàn ti ń dáhùn, you know, gbogbo wa kì í ṣe ghost, dẹ̀ ń ṣe AI, wàlátà ló like AI. So if there is no future in Nigeria, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń support wa náà pẹ̀lú àdúrà àti gbogbo ẹ̀. If there is no future in Nigeria, ìyá mi sọ pé no. Bàbá Kúnlé Ṣítà, mo ti miss iléeṣẹ́ yìí yẹn, mo fẹ́ print banner nísìn gan fún KOIKIMEDIA. Mo ní the banner tá a máa lò níjọ́ yẹn náà, tèmi náà máa àwọn èèyàn ní kí ló tún sọ yẹn fún nísìn. Gbogbo nǹkan kọ́ta máa ṣe kọ́ ni máa sọ níjọ́ yẹn. So ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dízí máa wọn sọ pé Koiki, we will eventually crack the code. Mo like ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ṣé rí statement tí mo lò lẹ́ǹkan yẹn kò jẹ́ pé mo rò tẹ́lẹ̀. Gbogbo tí mo sọ látẹ̀ǹkan mo kí àmì tó sìn 2020 bí lẹ́yìn pé bàbá mi dẹ̀ ní any longest time àlàáfíà mo wà. A gbọ́dọ̀ crack code yẹn, but UK ti fi code yẹn débi pé wọ́n ti block ẹ̀, wọ́n ti fi oríṣiríṣi nǹkan block ẹ̀. Kódà ara blockage tó fún wa ni pé káwá kàwé ní bíbá, but wọ́n ló máa lọ ṣẹ́ náírà sí pound sterling. Wọ́n ní káwá ṣiṣẹ́ wá fún wa ní COS. Mo sọ fún yín pé family mi, ẹni tó jẹ́ family mi kan, ọmọ 3, ọkọ ìyàwó àti brother, àwọn 5 lọ́dẹ ní last year. Àwọn míì tuntun ti dé náà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé rí gbogbo kinní yẹn wọ́n fi ń disguise fún wa ni. UK is a very beautiful country, don't get me wrong. America is a beautiful country. Europe, don't tell the man again, I can't fool it. Look, below to I'm still better off. Kini mo jẹ lálẹ́ àná, spaghetti, omi ọbẹ̀. Kódà mo tó ra kini. Mo sọ pé okay, ẹ jẹ́ n fi kọ́kọ́. Mo tẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ n fi kọ́kọ́ wọ̀nyí. sí ní Nàìjíríà. Sorry, kí ló ń wò yìí? Fanta àti tin bitter lemon. Whether I am in Nigeria or not, kò sí nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ nínú Nàìjíríà tí kò ní dé sí London tí mo lè get. 10 years from now, mba ma wà Nigeria, I miss nothing. 20 years from now, mba ma lọ Nigeria, I miss nothing. The only thing tí kò máa miss ni pé I don't know. Bí àwọn tí wọ́n ti retí wọ̀ fún ní visa. Bí a family kan tí mo fẹ́ kó wá tó ti fún ní visa. Torí UK, ọ̀rọ̀ visa yẹn wọ́n máa ń dàbí luck ní trial luck. Ẹlòmíì àgbà sí fún wọn báyìí, wà á kọ́ oyè yẹn ẹ̀yìn tèmi ẹ̀tọ́ gbogbo kìíní yẹn tẹ̀ bá ti jù sí fún wọn báyìí wà á kọ̀ fún yín ni. Ẹlòmíì àdẹ̀ ṣàdúrà títí báyìí á tó há kìí ṣé òun ṣe ìyá tí mo lọ bú yẹn kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Fanta lélẹ̀ £2 ni mo rà bó ṣe wà yẹn. £2 yẹn nísìn èlò ni £2 láàárọ̀ yẹn nísìn 3,000 naira ká mo lọ sí 1,500. Ó dà kó owó is 1,600. Èlò lówó ní lẹ́nu mọ́ sí kàtà sọ pé 3,000. Èlò ló ń ta Fanta nílé nísìn ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà Nàìjíríà. Èlò ló ń ta ẹ sáré fi sínú comment section. Mo mọ èlò ni mo ra. Ó dà pé £1 ni mo ra ilé. Èmi láìkè ilé ìwọ̀n nígbà tí mo wà Nàìjíríà bí ṣe tó lọ bá pàdé ní store kan ní yàrá kọ́kọ́ra méjì. Ó máa ń pé fake ni torí Nàìjíríà fake ti pọ̀ jù. Ó lọ tí wọ́n máa mú fake ní London. Mo lè fáwọn ọmọ mi mú ní kele àwọn ọ̀la àmọ́ èké láìkè lè bòtí lè nísìn èmi nìkan ni máa mú mo láìkè gan tí bá wà Nàìjíríà nínú tí bá wà lórí ọ̀kadà tọ́kadà ń gbé mi lọ. Èlò ló ń tà 200 naira ló ń ta Fanta. Ó cheap tó yẹn nílé ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bàbá yìí ti lọ bí ayé lọ́lọ́ ń pa. Èlò ló ń ta Fanta rẹ ní dá mi lóhùn láti nǹkan so kò sẹ́ni tó wà Nàìjíríà ní Ọlákúnlé 400 naira. Ok, àwọn Ìlọrin wọ̀ lájú ẹ má bínú yẹn rà lọ́rin bí àlọ́ ṣe ń ta ní 250 kò sẹ́ni tó máa rà ní Ìlọrin 400 naira. Wow, ok. Wọ́n ní between 200 and 250 naira ní Ìlọrin. Pẹ́yìn tẹ́ wà lọ́rin ẹ̀ lájú kò sí èrò níbẹ̀. So lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà ní sin so 400 naira bí ẹ ṣe gan ni. Ok. That means pé business làwọn tó ń ṣe. Ǹjẹ́ mo ní ó lọ ṣe business báyìí ká fi Yorùbá Nation sílẹ̀. Owó lélẹ̀ yìí plastic is 300 naira. No, bottle lélẹ̀ yìí ò lè ṣe plastic o. Bottle ni. That means pé èmi rà ní 3,000 ní London. Àwọn àjẹbẹ́ yẹn sáré gbé calculation lè tí bá yọ 300 owó tó fi gbé wá ká tẹ̀ sọ pé give and take owó tó fi dé London is 1,000 naira. Wọ́n ń jèrè 2,000 naira. Ṣé rárá tá à ń sọ fún wa nìyẹn pé Nàìjíríà kò ń ṣe country. 2,000 naira, I mean 3,000 naira ni mo ra kìíní nísìn. So future wo la ní? Má bínú ẹjẹ́ ìjọ díẹ̀. Ìyàwó mi ti bá mi jà. Ó ní èmi ni mo ra méjèèjì mo dẹ̀ ti mú tán. Mo gbọ́dọ̀ ra mí fún lọ́la. So many Nigerians are hoping that there will be a future. Mo kí ẹ̀ tẹ́ wà lórí bíbá náà. Sister Mercy, mo kí ẹ má ní mo fojú pa yín rẹ́ mo tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Mr. Olasta, mo kí love_man adex, mo kí Mrs. Kemo, mo kí Mr. Olashola Jide, mo kí Ewood one, mo kí Isa, Mr. Paul Batsma, Remi Official, bro mi, Great Yoruba Nation. I have been waiting since. Ẹ má bínú púpọ̀. Mo kí ìyàwó mi náà, Metex. So mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀ńtẹ́jọ́ wà lórí Instagram. So we have about 1 hour to play with. If there is no future in Nigeria, but many Nigerians still believe that there's a future in Nigeria. Kí ló dé táwọn ṣe ń rò pé future wà nínú Nigeria? Why do we have Nigerians thinking that there's a future? And I'll be taking most of your comments. Dizzy man say, Koiki, trust us because if the letter is presented to the Prime Minister, they will panic. But I need láti buy email bàbá fún my update. Ẹ ṣé gan Mr. Olúṣọjí ọ̀nà àkóètò. Mo kí grandma lẹ́ǹkan sí Fọláṣadé Òjò. Ẹ bá ń kí grandma nínú ilé. Mo kí àwọn GR1. Àwọn kan ti lọ sùn. nígbà tó bá wò lọ́lọ́ ọmọ ni Koiki ó ti fire jù mo like spirit ẹ̀ bó ṣe láti rí nìyẹn. Mr. Koiki, too much is not too good for our health. Water is better. Kí la fi ń ṣeré bí omi. Ẹ̀rí pé omi mo kọ́kọ́ mo lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Àbò máa ń mú mi dáadáa. Ìmáàmù tí bá lọ toilet títọ́ mi ò bá ti clear dáadáa. Mo ti mú mi púpọ̀ nìyẹn. Máa mú like omi. But gbogbo àwọn kìnìún náà kàn ṣe pé ó dáa púpọ̀. You know, nothing is too good, nothing is too much. Ni mo máa moderate ẹni. Mo tẹ̀ wo fídíò kan tí yàn consent sí mi pé oríṣiríṣi nǹkan náà ló máa ń ṣe lórí TikTok. It's about health. Make sure you check your health. Èmi kí n máa lọ ṣe kíní ẹ̀ BMI. Mo ti ṣètọ́dún yìí so mo máa ní láti lọ mo tẹ̀ ní láti book fún yìí màá kọ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ GP mi ni màá kọ́ gbọ́wọ́ sínú machine. Màá ṣe fídíò tí bá máa lọ síbẹ̀ again. Mo lọ ṣe BMI mi. Ṣé mi dàbí obese? Mo rò bẹ́ẹ̀. Gbogbo kíní ẹ̀. But Nigeria ní sanwó ló máa lọ fi ṣe. Though àwa náà sanwó fún níbí by the true tax. So if there is no future in Nigeria, then why are we working towards a country that doesn't have a future? Mukiyawa Nasifat. Why are we working towards it? Because it seems that many Nigerians want a country that works. Okay, you don't know about 250 naira. Nigeria is a destiny killer. How can you have a future in it? Mr. Lawrence, until we Nigerians ready to face the reality, most especially we the youth, believe we have no leader in Nigeria. Many people will tell us, and the good leaders need. Okay, Niga have any good leaders. When do you think that we can have good leaders? Because I want to want the benefits, they are not going anywhere. Obasanjo just said it. They are not going anywhere. So, what do we do to make sure that our future doesn't hang in Nigeria anymore? Lọ́dọ̀ tiwa aago méjì fẹ́ lọ lò ní Nàìjíríà aago mẹ́ta fẹ́ lọ lò àgbọ̀nyín.
Aago méje ló fẹ́ lù máa sí 6:57.
Can imagine.
Ẹ kú ètò. The Lord is your strength.
Amen. Amen.
Honestly, mo kàn fẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wà ní background mo ṣe dé láti fi ṣe tí mo ra ń gbọ́ program mo fẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wà ní background kí ọ̀rọ̀ máa tẹ̀lé comment mi lọ. But you asked one very vital question, and I felt there's a need for me to call in and make an input. That question you asked is a very key question. Everybody answer in comment. And that question will be, Nigeria actually were okay. Okay, that's a very critical question. Anybody in life. There is a place for hope. So hope in life. Anything about any hope in life could achieve anything. But there's something we call false hope. And I will ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Maybe I answer a question to but I want you to answer the question on behalf of every members of the Koiki family. Àti àwọn tí wọ́n kàn wá gbọ́ láti wá ṣe àbòsí. So I want you to answer those questions on behalf of everyone. The first question I want to ask is this. Can there be a fruit without a seedling? Is it possible? Carry it so láìsí irúgbìn.
So can there be a fruit
without a seed?
Without seed. Can you mo tún wá lọ sí bẹ ṣe ń sọ yẹn ẹ mọ̀ pé mi fẹ́ jíwèé wò ni o because mo bá jíwèé wò ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin wa mo wá lọ type ẹ̀ sórí Google. Can you grow fruit without seed? Bí ọ̀hún tún lè fún aláǹsà ẹ wá gbọ́n kan tó sọ.
Without seedling, it may not be without seedling.
Yeah. Only the answer is no. Can you plant a seedless fruit? Question mark. The answer is no.
is no.
You can't plant a seedless fruit because the plant that produce them don't occur in nature because they are sterile. That means they can't reproduce.
That's good. The second question, can you have a seed inside a bottle and expect it to grow? Where you bottle it, just an empty bottle, and you put a seed inside the green cover. Can it grow?
It go 1 liter, 1.5 liter. Vovic the one what you mean? Mo mọ̀ pé mo ti mọ̀ sọ ó wà nínú kitchen. So then sọ ni pé tí bá jọ sàn yín síbí báyìí kí wọ́n á gbé sílẹ̀ báyìí kí wọ́n máa wò lójoojúmọ́ pé kó grow àbí mo dẹ̀ ṣe cover yẹn kò lè grow.
That's the second question. Now, when you have a seedling or when you don't have any seedling but you are expecting a fruit, that's self-deception. Have a seed. Every seed has a potential to grow, germinate, and bear fruit. Yes or no?
Yes.
Every seed needs that potential. That is a criteria. Criteria, and the place you want to put it must be favorable. For that to germinate, bring fruit.
Onídàtẹ́gùn, onídòrùn.
Only the nutrients. Then, now, if these conditions are not met, it will remain a powerless seed. Maybe for 1,000 years. Whatever you can go to pray. Pray from generation to generation, it will remain there. Nothing is going to happen. That is called false hope. You're not going to false hope. Hope with you so empty hope. Check understand. Now, let me relate it to the question. The question is no. And the reason is this. Trend in everything. You look at trend. So, Baba Peribe, in Nigeria, Nigeria will see. You understand? Nigeria will point at the whole world was talking about the country called Nigeria. Regional structure. See, everybody need regional autonomy. They want to run the Western Nigeria. We listened to the interview recently, and he was saying that the Western Nigeria under Obafemi Awolowo was adjudged to be the fastest growing national entity in the entire world. That recently talking about the marginalization of the nation in Nigeria. Now it said, and I quote again, it said under the government of Western Nigeria, under Obafemi Awolowo, he said the world adjudged the Western Nigeria to be the fastest growing national entity at that particular point in time. He said, and the Eastern Nigeria, Western Nigeria, drive growth. And the same thing, the Northern Nigeria at that particular time, now, this was a period of hard opportunity for only 9 years out of about 114 years of Nigerian existence. 9 years. not a regional autonomy. And that was the only time that we were talking about. You understand? Now, if you now look at that country after that particular time, it has always been that the last 10 years is always better than the current year. So that is a true question.
Okay, let me challenge you, can play the devil advocate tonight.
Go ahead.
There is now a new change of government. This is a different government, even though it's a continuity from the same party. That means tóun bá wá ṣígò yẹn díẹ̀ bọ̀ kò ṣí tán délẹ̀ ó kọ̀ rán ṣí ṣé tendency pé wọ́n lè ṣí ìgò yẹn kí ó grow, because because as at tonight Nigeria economy inflation is 28%. a máa ṣàlàyé kí ló mìíràn fáwọn èèyàn. Do you foresee that ìgò tá sin tájú síìdì yẹn sínú ẹ̀ ìjẹ́ ìyìn rẹ̀ ọ̀gbọ́n mi pé ó dà kó lè ṣì díẹ̀ kátẹ́gùn fẹ́ sí kó kọ̀rọ̀ra grow sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ díẹ̀ kó kọ̀rọ̀ra yọrí kékeré díẹ̀ màá dẹ̀ jẹ́ kẹ́ máa bọ́rọ̀ yín lọ mo gbádùn yín.
Ó possible bẹ́ẹ̀ máa fi ìbéèrè máa wá fi dára ẹ̀ fún yín. Which one is more important? Ṣé káṣù ló important jù ni àbí ká jèrè àbí ká mówó délé? Which one is more important? Ìyẹn lè sòwò kó jèrè àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ inú ẹ̀ á dùn, bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni tó jèrè kò tó ẹni tó mówó délé.
Okay.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
So therefore, let me relate it to your question. Now, tó bá ṣí ìgò yẹn díẹ̀, there are so many things that has to do with what we are talking about. We are talking about productivity. We are talking about growth. We are talking about development, right?
Yeah.
Now, also wípé Nigeria kò ó dàbí seed tí ó lè grow torí bó wà nùgò. Another thing ni pé kẹ́ ṣí ìgò kí orí atẹ́gùn kẹ́ bomi díẹ̀ sí. Nítorí pé ẹlòmíì ti wà bẹ́ẹ̀ sí tó fẹ́ ṣí ìgò yẹn tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ kátẹ́gùn wọnú ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ fẹ́ bu yẹ̀pẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí sódà ó máa lè grow àbí. Now another thing ni pé kí ni plant tí wọ́n ń grow ó tó wà surrounded by pests. You know what I mean by pests? Àwọn kòkòrò tó fẹ́ jẹ́ they are already ready. Gbogbo wọn ti surround ìgò yẹn. Ilé tó máa jẹ ewé ẹ̀ bó ṣe jáde tí ò tẹ̀ ní jẹ́ kó tẹ̀ yọ flower débi kó máa yọ seed. Then what is the essence of the earth? Ṣé you understand nǹkan tí mo sọ? So it means that ẹni tó ṣí ìgò is a wasted effort, because ìkan tó fẹ́ gbìn yẹn ó gbé bígbà tí èèyàn fi olóńgbò bígbà tí èèyàn fi sọ ẹja. Now you want to open a bottle of that seed so that it can grow. Meanwhile, it is surrounded by pits that you don't have the power to remove. Now, what am I trying to say? It's a country which it was established not for the people. So there is no programs anybody that we actually address the need of the people. Because it was originally not designed for that. It was created in the interest of the British and for the British. Fundamentally. Now from there, if we see anybody that is still ruling that country, the British is ruling Nigeria by proxy.
So why are we having Nigerians having this mindset that the growth is going to happen, the future is bright?
That is what we call denial. That's what we call denial. And you know in your own body system that you are feeling sick. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are saying you can see that you are sick already. And you are now telling people, I'm strong. Apology to religious people. I'm just trying to go into literal meaning now. That's the way it is. You are sick, but you are saying you are strong. That is all denial. And then to drive my message home because of every other person that may want to call me or see what follow you as you are going. Now let's take it back. During that 9 years of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, he created all the industrial estates, the Odua group of investment, and a number of estates. There was development, there was employment, there was free education, there was free medical services, and all institutions were working. Civil service was with respect and dignity at that particular point in time, right?
Yes.
Now, gbogbo factories tó kọ́ sí ọba Accra, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní chimney lórí. Ẹ bá lọ sí opposite Guinness níbi Dunlop yẹn, chimney wà lórí ẹ̀, but it's now a church. The chimney factory wà lórí ẹ̀, but it's now a church. All the factories, all the conglomerate, every one of them not pack up. And as we speak right now, up to this month, companies are still leaving Nigeria. That is telling you that if anybody is giving you the rhetorics, they ori eleni e ma kule. And that is why it is high time for everybody to think. Even in the first instance, can the problem Nigeria? The real problem of Nigeria is that the diversity, we are highly immiscible. We are like palm oil and water. We are like palm oil and water. You can't mix it. And therefore, and that is why it is driven by corruption. It is driven by ethnic bigotry. It is driven by religious practices. Do you understand? So as far as that structure is concerned, it cannot work and it will never work.
It will never work.
So therefore, what are we supposed to do? Number one, that diversity. Let me tell you, Japan build in Nigeria. Chief Tinubu presidency mo ti máa ń sọ fún yín ọdún mẹ́rin ló ní tó ló máa padà fẹ́ election ọdún mẹ́rin ló ní tó bá ṣe kíní tán is going to the north kódà tó bá sọ ọdún mẹ́jọ ó máa padà sí north. Now I want to ask you, in 1,000 years, do you think you can change the ideology of a nomadic Fulani man?
No, we can't because even Chief Toladeni says so that we can't change it. There's no way we can change it. It's not possible.
I change ideology one.
No, we can't.
Can embrace technology, can embrace the development, can embrace the education as we have done. In 1,000 years, you can't achieve that. And then you now want to fuse us together and you want to tie a snake and a rabbit together to go in a race. You come up, I can tell you.
Okay. That is a good start.
Let them split it. We are big enough, more than enough, to be a country of our own, and we have all it takes to build a nation that will be respected among the community of nations. God bless you, Koiki.
Thank you so much, and that was a very good input there from the family of the KOIKIMEDIA, which everyone is all as well. Moki Yoruba Nation Mega Rally, Moki Ikomo Oko Yoruba by Yoruba Nation Prayer, Shomolu Bariga Yoruba Nation Now Omoba. Moki, Yawa, Babawa, Mokini Aja, Mokini Bubule Yoruba Nation, or your chapel at Ondo, without leaving anybody behind. Tokyo _778. Keep the comment coming. Dizzy man, we will crack the code. What code, Lansoy? Code it Britain. I totally agree with the last caller as well. Let me bring you up to date with a lot of activities happening within the contraction called Nigeria. Let's talk about the inflation. Please do follow our blog. I literally mandated them to give us up-to-date news of what is going on in Nigeria. When you see it about click, we need that click as well on our website, because website the more you help the website, is even much better than helping me with the YouTube, because later on we can use that website to raise a kind of revenue for my platform. So, but if you're not helping us on there and you are just going on our YouTube, which is not giving us anything, it's literally not giving me anything. So the website, we are building that. That is why we are writing a lot of things. And it's not just blog. When you go on the website, www.koikimedia.com, everything about Yoruba Nation, you will find it there. So we've dedicated the Koiki Media for the purpose of this movement until further notice. It does not matter how long, but we pray it doesn't go long. So let me tell you, TikTok replied back to me 17 hours ago, January 15, 2024, at exactly 5 minutes past 9 a.m. Dear TikTok user, we have reviewed your appeal and found that your account violated our community guidelines. Your account can't be restored in KOIKIMEDIA from TikTok. We ask that all users follow our community guidelines. You may have other ways to seek resolution, such as out-of-court dispute, settlement, processes, or in-court proceedings. So it shows that the TikTok that was growing organically, Mukiyawa Adejoke Omolayo Mofitele Mariki, Pochete Mukiyi Ekabosurieto, they've taken it down. Am I going to open another one? I'm not. I've given those that needs to know me for the period of time that I was on TikTok. We had about 16,000 followers, 100,000 likes within the space of 3 months because of the kind of content that was put in there. The truth, TikTok doesn't like that. But do you know that in Jemokwe, TikTok allows Fulani terrorists from Nigeria to have an account and they are posting themselves. Whether they've taken it down, I don't know, because I don't have any TikTok anymore. That is the kind of why we say Itoje platform to organic, the website, please, Ebawa, make sure we unlock and by clicking on it. It's very, very important. I'm going to share the link again of the website, but it's www.koikimedia.com. I don't own Facebook. I don't have monetization on it because, again, it's the same problem I have with TikTok that I'm having with Facebook. The reason why you don't see my numbers growing is because they've shadow banned the page. So that is where we are. Does that stop me from talking? My YouTube is still growing. We have more good followership on Twitter. And then even though we go live on all the platforms, I still get 1 or 3, 5 people at least on all the platforms. So in average, any of my videos is still trending. Even though the $1, it will literally help. Look, I look at Al Jazeera all the time. I look at the Advantage. All these platforms are doing very strong because they have, financial backup. We don't have it. We rely on the public to support and help. And some of you are trying, but if everybody is putting that £1, it doesn't have to be £50. If you can have it, yeah, but we expect everybody to go. I understand that some of you in Nigeria are also complaining that somebody sent me an audio, you are finding it difficult to listen to all the program because of internet. Look, again, if Koiki Media has a lot of money, I can talk to Elon Musk to give me a signal for the satellite, and then I will then allow you to log in, but we have to pay for this. If we cannot launch our own satellite to the space, we can do a business with Elon Musk. He's a businessman. I can do the business with him. But Timoni, though we can negotiate with him, if we have the right team as well, to say, look, Elon Musk, Yoruba Nation, why you? It could be an opportunity as well for you in the future. Give us a satellite to allow our people to listen. This is where some of you should be able to comment. This is how we should be moving the movement. Because Elon Musk can open the satellite link, send it to Southwest, and then give us a code and allow you to subscribe there for maybe 1 hour. After 1 hour, I disconnected. It's happened. You just register. At Heathrow Airport, you cannot go after 45 minutes. what's stingy on the UK airport. But there's some airport where it is open, and there's some airport that is not even open. But the UK is about 1 hour. But I can go to my library outside and I can still use internet for a certain amount of hours. So if we have Elon Musk that partner with, you know, this is where some of you should come in. Igboho sọ báyìí, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní knowledge, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kàwé, tẹ́ ti ṣe thesis, tẹ́ ti ṣe PhD, tẹ́ ní masters, ẹ bá wa gbé business plan, ẹ sọ fún Elon Musk pé business tẹ́ máa ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ kò ní ṣe fún yín lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́, but tí bá ní owó tí mo lè fi bá sọ̀rọ̀, Elon Musk, mo ní X amount of money, èlò ló máa ṣe satellite fún wa, a fẹ́ ra bandwidth kékeré tó lè fún bí i 50,000 people to start with, ní access internet ní Southwest. So this is how we should start thinking. But if otherwise, we must also think about how do we get the message down. Printer tá máa ń print pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ ní ìsàlẹ̀, ojoojúmọ́ ni bàbá yẹn send message sí mi pé ṣé printing kankan mọ́ ni? I mean, I don't understand where we say we are doing a movement. Àwa ń sọ̀rọ̀. We need to also have print. Àwọn tó wà nílé, wọ́n need kankan níbi paper tó máa kà. Tó bá lè rí wa online. How do we do all these things? It is money. So movement tó ń ṣe nǹkan kékeré. And this is how we're going to crack the code. We're going to crack the code. Yes, it's good that we are coming now because money Wi-Fi in the but I pay £50 or thereabouts. But into one Nigeria or access. I want to crack a code in come and penetrate every single space to one Nigeria. Titi they book up, titi, even if they don't anybody. I had a shima coin dada. Because I call the problem. I want one solution. Àti mọ̀ pé kò ní future, ìlú tó ní future ní Nàìjíríà, ìlú òfò ni, kò sí future kankan níbẹ̀. Bí ọ̀kan bá sọ fún yín pé future ẹ jẹ́ n sáré start because máa help àwọn brothers mi àlùkà àti ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá, but mo mọ reason tí kò mo ní láti link up pẹ̀lú software, so jẹ́ n fi fóònù kí n kàn fi start káwọn náà kọ́ kí signal lọ lórí fóònù wọn, because at least platform méjèèjì yẹn tó fún mi access nísìn opportunity ló jẹ́ fún mi. Okay, then pé mo máa lo phone lane, ẹ má bínú, máa switch Koiki off. Again, kí n kàn máa wá pé mo nísìnyí, at least I should mo lè lọ more than half an hour, but ó lè má tó bẹ́ẹ̀. DJ Copy, oníjóyà, ó jẹ jọ̀lọ́, kí ló tún jẹ yìí? Ṣé jọ̀lọ́ fries ló ń jẹ? Fine girl looking sexy, kò dẹ̀ tí ì lọ́kọ. Okay, 3 days ago mo ti wọlé already. Jọ̀lọ́ from the jet. Ọmọ bàbá olówó, àgbàdùn ayé ẹ̀, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá máa sọ fún kí bàbá ẹ̀ kó wá darapọ̀ mọ́ Yorùbá Nation. Èmi ò mọ̀ yẹ kí n ti pàdé ẹ̀ níjọ́ kan ní London School of Economics, but mo miss event yẹn. Tó bá yẹ pé mo ti mọ̀ ni àmọ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn bàbá àdẹ̀mọ́ báyìí. Bàbá ẹ̀ ti kówó fún Sanwó-Olú. Ẹ má bínú, máa end delay so kí n lè start ilé ní bíbá. Because phone is easy láti fi ṣe Facebook yẹn tó ń fẹ́ ṣe. So kí ni mò ń bá lọ ni pé we must find every solution. Ṣé rí tá bá ní kò possible, ó possible, but we must be able to crack the code. Ó dà ń pọ́rọ̀ yẹn la máa lò nísìnyí. Peter Pan, mo kí Ìyọ́lá Adédoyin, mo fi tọ̀wọ̀ kí máa kábọ̀. We gotta crack the code. Gbogbo tó bá dẹ̀ gbà la máa fi crack ẹ̀. Tó bá yẹ pé gbòòrùn kíní la fi crack ẹ̀ ni, so be it. Tó bá yẹ pé ká fi gbé mọ́ra náà ni, so be it. Tó bá yẹ pé ká má fi gbé mọ́ra, ẹ pé yẹn lẹ́ ń bínú sí. Mo ti sọ tí máa sọ ní the beginning of the show. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ṣe darapọ̀, ẹ máa ní láti rewind láti lọ gbọ́ gbogbo tí mo sọ at the beginning. I'm not repeating myself because kò easy láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ náà. Ẹ má bí mo fi start àwọn tàlùkà àti ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá. Okay, mo lè gbé lọ sí central office now. So ká tó fi gain traffic àwọn tó wà níbẹ̀ yẹn náà. So every little helps náà ni. Yeah, I think it's better like that. So kí ni mò ń bá bọ̀ tá à ń sọ lọ́kàn, mo kí gbogbo ọlẹ́ǹkan sí èní ti di 16th. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe birthday ní month of January. 22, 23rd, ẹ pàdé wa ní Igboho Town, ẹ pàdé wa, gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́tí raṣọ, ẹ ṣé gan ni, gbogbo ìyàwó tẹ́tí raṣọ labroad, ẹ jẹ́ ká aṣọ yín tètè dé, probability wà, kò tí confirm, nǹkan kan lè ṣẹlẹ̀ náà ní London, probability ni mo sọ, kò tí wà confirm, fáwa tá a lè lọ, àpò kò ń ṣe gbogbo náà la máa lè lọ, so there is a plan, but we hope it will succeed and it can happen on the Friday the 23rd. Kò tí wà confirm, tàbá ti confirm ẹ̀ máa jẹ́ kí gbogbo wa mọ̀, so that ẹ mọ̀ bí tí ó ti máa happen. Ìbókù là ń ṣe, wọ́n ṣòkò náà láàrin ọ̀sẹ̀ ní London, so gbogbo yẹn náà and work towards it. So there's a lot of things behind the scene. Kọ́lọ́n kó fún àwọn tó ń planning, kó fún wọn ṣe lágbára lọ. Mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí àwọn new platform tàti tẹ́tí ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, ẹ ṣé gan ni. Now let's continue. Nígbà táwa ń wo future Nigeria, ṣé kákọ̀ máa gbọ́ hey wọ́n ti kówó jẹ́ ibẹ̀ yẹn, hey ibẹ̀ yẹn ló lọ, hey I don't think we need such ní ibi tá a dé nísìnyí. What we should be talking about is kí ni future tàwa ìran ọmọ Yorùbá, èyí táwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù báwọn bá náà wọn tí kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, kí ni future tàwa nínú Nàìjíríà? Ṣé future ta fẹ́ tó yẹ pé bí mọ́ṣáláṣí náà bá tẹ̀lé pé ó wà ládùúgbò mi, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ní respect fún aráàlú. Bílẹ̀ ṣe ṣú tó nísìn, ẹ rí pé voice mi ó drop díẹ̀ gan sí. Ìyàwó mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan tó fi máa lọ sókè, ó ń juwọ́ sí mi pé ṣé mo ṣáwọn fáwọn èèyàn ti sùn àti neighbor, because mo kí pastor mọ́ mo rò pé mo kí látẹ̀ nǹkan mọ́ mi, ẹ káàbọ̀, ẹ ṣé gan ni mà. Mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo yín bàbá wa àti ìyá wa nínú Olúwa. Èmi náà ni àbúrò yín, ọmọ yín, KOIKIMEDIA. Mo ní ẹni media tó dáa, tó lè respond to anything, even in emergency. Mo dẹ̀ láwọn team tó strong dáadáa, a fẹ́ gbà sí but àlówó tá lè fi employ mọ́. Àwọn tó wà lọ́wọ́ mi mo sì fi tọ́jú wọn dáadáa. Mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀ pé international platform ló ń bá ṣiṣẹ́, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ máa rí lára wọn pé ọmọ Koiki ló ń lọ yẹn. So I'm just going to give us some of the updates from the sad news from Nigeria. Èmi ò ní good news láti mú fún yín láti Nigeria, okay? Tó bá wá good news lọ sórí other mainstream media ní Nigeria. Nigeria inflation rises to 28.9% according to the National Bureau of Statistics. What does that mean for a layman? Owó la lè fi ṣàpèjúwe. So màá dẹ̀ lọ mú kankan wá ní kitchen mi tó máa jẹ́ kó yé wa, because practical la máa ń dé pẹ̀lú lórí platform yìí. I like it theory rárá, practical ni. Owó ìlú mẹ́ta ló wà lọ́wọ́ mi. Mo ní dollar, mo ní naira, mo dẹ̀ ní pounds. A kì í ná náírà ní UK, a dẹ̀ ná náírà ní America. That means pé whether o ní òun lọ sí America bó lọ, tẹ́ bá lọ wo fídíò yìí àwọn ọmọ mi ṣe ní Èkìtì, ìyá tí ìyàn tẹ ó ra nǹkan ọbẹ̀ ni, ìyàn bọ́ọ̀ mi tó ń bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́kìtì, ó ń ṣò tomato àtàtà yá 300 naira lọ́nà lé. Ó wá ń bi ìyá yẹn pé kí ló tó ṣe wọ́n, ìyá yẹn ń sọ̀rọ̀ dọ́là. Ẹ wà pé normally ẹ ká máa béèrè pé kí ni dọ́là ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ata tí yẹn máa fi ṣe bẹ̀. Lóòótọ́ safety domain, only the truth is that there is no good news coming from Nigeria. Àwọn kan máa ń bú mi ní gbogbo ìgbà lórí social media, wọ́n ní bad news nìkan ni máa ń wá láti Nigeria. Mo ní tẹ́ bá fún mi ní good news, màá report ẹ̀. What we need to understand is that kí ló ń kọ́kọ́ fa inflation nílùú? Ẹ bá mi fi sí comment section kí n náà lọ gbọ́nràn kí n tap brain yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ sórí Google kó lè help me. Kí là ń pè ní inflation? Kò wá síbi tí kò sí inflation o. Mo ń wo Vantage News lálẹ́ yìí 4 ló máa ń ṣe but tí bá ti ráyè wò ní 4 yẹn máa tún wò. Ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa inflation ní ṣé Bangladesh kan ló dárúkọ Bangladesh. Ta ló mọ ìlú tó ń pè ní Bangladesh? Ta ló ti gbọ́ Bangladesh rí? Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ lọ fún yín ní background Bangladesh. So Bangladesh wà ní South Asia. Bangladesh, to the east of India on the Bay of Bengal, is a South Asian country marked by lushy, greeny, and many waterways. It is Padman, Magaman, Magna, Januma rivers created fertile plains and travel by boat. Wọ́n pọ̀ bí ẹrú. Population tí wọ́n náà bí tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa ni. Bọ̀kọ̀ tó tiwa. It's even a good pé mo rántí Bangladesh kakọ̀ tún lò ní ọ̀rọ̀ nísìn. According to World Bank ò lè àwọn ló ń determine ibi tó ti máa yáwó àti IMF má yáwó níbí tó bá follow wọn ó ti jẹ́ tán. Gbogbo population wọn is 169.4 million. Ṣé rí pé kò tó tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa? Okay. Ẹ jẹ́ mú kankan wá ní kitchen mi. I love practical. Ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ tí mo rà a lè má jọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ nílùú yìí but ó wọ́n. Ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ lélẹ̀ búrẹ́dì lélẹ̀ wọn kì í polówó ẹ̀ nítorí wọ́n sanwó advert. Mo ṣe ń wo àfẹn tó bá mọ color coded wọn pe brand lèmi náà so wọ́n sanwó advert fún mi so I don't want to have to show them. Onions lélẹ̀ so jẹ́ kí méjèèjì lè wà lókè báyìí ẹja kò síwájú báyìí. Now, Nigeria is 200 million. We agreed, right? So that means pé a pọ̀ ju Bangladesh lọ. Kí ni inflation Bangladesh as at 2023? Bangladesh annual inflation rate ẹ mọ̀ pa ní 28 ní ti Nigeria. That means pé is 2 digits. 28. Kódà ó tún ní point gan 28.9. That means pé èèyàn sọ pé 2 digits. But Bangladesh náà wà ní àwọn náà ní inflation. Ìyá mi pastor mọ̀ wọ́n ní tí unemployment bá pọ̀ ó máa ń mú inflation wá àti pé produce nǹkankan ìyẹn náà wà important. According to the news, Bangladesh annual inflation rate eased one lọlẹ̀ díẹ̀ to 9.4% in December. Ìyẹn a máa expect pé ṣèbó yẹ kí tiwọn náà tún lọ sókè ju tiwa lọ because tá bá wo population wọn àti tiwa 40 million ìyàtọ̀ tó wà níbẹ̀ from the previous 9.5. Marking the lowest reading since April last year. Now, news one. United Nations, Bangladesh inflation comes down to, okay, even as at now, I want to come down to 6.8. So that means to drop more than the 9 point something to what they led. Consumer price inflation (CPI) in Bangladesh is expected, is expected to decrease from 9.6 to 6.8, according to the latest report by the United Nations. Despite this, the United Nations notes that the real GDP growth is expected to decelerate in 2024. They are not expecting to have any kind of growth. Decelerate in 2024. Ìwọ tó wà Nàìjíríà ìdí tẹ́ ṣe ń complain ara ṣe ń kan yín gan pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú ìkẹrẹ àbí no it's because nígbà tí Nàìjíríà ní owó in the 80s, in the 70s, nígbà tá a ṣàgbákò parí epo in the 60s, the increment of the devil, owó yẹn wọ injected padà sínú Nàìjíríà, wọ́n kọ̀ kó gbogbo owó yẹn jáde, olúkálukú fi tiẹ̀ ó lọ fi gbádùn ayé wọn káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Àwọn Nigerians kan ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn, Nigerians ni wọ́n kọ̀ lò as a proxies, òyìnbó ló wà lẹ́yìn bọ̀ dúdú ló gbé síwájú. So lọ́kàn tiwa nísìn àwa kàn rí pé gbogbo wa wà ní Nàìjíríà, but now la ṣe wá realize pé kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń pè pọ̀ fún wa ní independent. We never got independent. So but many Nigerians today still argue that you have independence. How can you have independence? Oh, lè rí búrẹ́dì jẹ. How can you have independence? Oh, lè rí àlùbọ́sà rà. Báwo lèmi ṣe máa wà ní abroad? Kò ń ṣe pé mi náà ó easy níbí báyìí, but èmi sì lè jẹ dòdò, ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ dòdò. Èsì kìíní kan tẹ́yẹ lé bá jẹ́ 28% according to brother mi Dizzy Man wanted to. Only inflation means more suffering. Èmi náà tálákà bí ti yín ni mo jẹ́, social media. Look, má jẹ́ kí èèyàn kankan fún ẹ ní fàbùpà abroad tó o bá ti kọjá ìyá rẹ̀ tó kàn ra manage wàá máa gbé níbí wàá ra máa fa gbòòrò wàá máa ṣiṣẹ́. Ìwọ tó bá níwèé, tó bá níwèé tó bá wọlé pè mí, wàá lọ wá bó ṣe máa níwèé ni. Má lọ ṣiṣẹ́ o, tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ tó bá gbé ẹ ọ̀la nísìn la máa mọ̀ bí wọ́n gbé yín lọ sí Rwanda, but àwọn ò nígbà kan gbé yín lọ sí Rwanda. Prime Minister máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́la lórí ẹ̀, àti gbé lọ sí court. Supreme Court sọ pé wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ gbé anybody lọ Rwanda. Ìjà tá à ń jà nìyẹn níbí báyìí náà, ìyẹn fọ́nà dá màtà nìyẹn. But báwo lẹni tó wà labroad tí kò wá òkè ní Nàìjíríà tẹ́lẹ̀ fún di kan àbí di kejì tó ń dẹ̀ rò pé àbí ìdílé mi ló ń ṣe mí ni àbí nǹkan kan, ó dẹ̀ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, ó dẹ̀ gbáhùn, ó dé UK. Èmi máa fi UK ṣe example because ìgbà ilé mi ń gbé. Nígbà tó wá dé UK yẹn, just even as a student, ó dẹ̀ ń jẹ oúnjẹ mẹ́ta, ó dẹ̀ wà okay. Kí ló dé tí kò wà okay as a student ní Nàìjíríà? Number one, student tó ń ṣe ní Nàìjíríà kò ní value system. Opportunity wọ̀ fún, màá ṣàlàyé fún ẹ. As a student tó jẹ́ pé student ló fi wọ UK, student visa, o ní right láti ṣiṣẹ́ 16 hours. Nínú 16 hours yẹn, UK ti break it down. O gbọ́dọ̀ san owó ilé, o gbọ́dọ̀ yọ owó mọ́tò, you know, the normal expenses, but wàá sì lè dáná níwọ̀nba tí agbára ẹ bá ká tó kù, wàá fi jẹun. Kí ló wá dé tí the same set of ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Nàìjíríà tẹ́yìn dẹ̀ jẹ́ the same? Mo sọ àwọn tó wà lọ́fíìsì ní sinmi ọ̀ṣọ́, àwọn tó wà lọ́fíìsì ó yẹ ká ẹ̀wọ̀n kan yẹ káwọn tó máa gbádùn. Ẹni tó wà lọ́fíìsì ní Nàìjíríà ó yẹ kó máa gbádùn gidi. Wọ́n ti fìyà àti òṣì, kò ń ṣẹjọ́ wọn. Ìlú olórí burúkú tẹ̀ ń pè Nàìjíríà tí kò ní ṣàǹfààní tí wọ́n wá ń ṣàdúrà fún, because bàbá tó ṣiṣẹ́ 20 years kò tí mọ̀ bí ó máa gba pension. Mọ̀mísí mi ní sí wọ́n san pension fún, ó ti ṣiṣẹ́ nílùú yìí. House of Lords ni mọ̀mísí mi ti retire. Báwo làwọn èèyàn ṣe máa retire nílé tó ṣètò máa lọ máa jó kù síwájú gọ́vnà? Gọ́vnà ẹ gbà wá ó, à ń sunkún, bàbá yìí ti kú. Àwa tún á ń dáwó fáwọn actors àti actress. Mo rí tí kan náà ọkọ ẹ ọ̀nà àpò 80,000 fún yàn. Àwa fi wọ́n ta yín lórí social media. Nígbà tó yẹ pé wọ́n ní pension pot, gbogbo àwọn actor yẹn yẹ kó máa dáwó díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ṣé wọ́n that means pé àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀ sọ́pọ̀ tẹ̀ rẹ̀ pọ́sán tax rí gbogbo àwọn tó ń act film tá a ṣe ń dáwó fún, ẹ bá wa kọ́lé fún wọn at their old age. Ẹ ó ní di mọ́tò, ẹni tó ti ń lọ dẹ̀gẹ́dẹ̀gẹ́. Aṣáàdúpẹ́ pé bàbá kan bá wọn ṣe ń da mọ́tò fún ìṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Ṣé àwọn ò san tax fún gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ni? Mo ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ gbogbo náà ni. Àwọn actors wa tá à ń dáwó fún lórí social media, ṣé àwọn ò san tax wọ̀? Gbogbo táà tó fi ń ṣeré yẹn, tó ń ta movie fún wa, tá à ń ra DVD, tá à ń ra cassette, tá à ń ra, àwọn ò san tax. They've never paid tax. Mo ní Nàìjíríà ló lórí burúkú ní ìlú tó ti irú àwọn yẹn nísìn. Àwọn bàbá tá a ṣe wọn á ń dáwó fún yẹn, táwa ní diaspora. Mo fún wọn ní $200 àti kọ́lẹ̀ ẹ ṣé gan àdúrà yín á gbà ẹ ṣé gan. àwa la wá ṣètò send owó sí wọn kó fi kọ́lé, àwa la ṣe ń send owó sí wọn kó fi ra lẹ̀, kó fi ra mọ́tò, kó fi ránjẹ sílé. It shows that bastard country nílùú yẹn lólórí burúkú. Because number one, this set of people should have planned their life. ṣé mo pé èmi ò ní láti lọ mú ẹlòmíì, mo sì mi ò ní láti ṣe máa pe Nàìjíríà pé ẹ bá mi send owó wá ìtorí pé UK government ò san pension wọn. mo sì mi pẹ̀lú àwọn set wọn gbogbo wọn pátápátá bẹ́ẹ̀, àwọn calf sisters, àwọn ìyá dáadáa, àwọn ìyá lálùbáríkà, àwọn tó wà ní chọ́ọ̀chì náà, àwọn ìyá dáadáa, àwọn tó wà ní sẹ̀lẹ̀ ànísẹ̀lẹ̀ náà, àtàwọn aláwo tó ti ṣetán nílùú yìí tó ń san pension fún. ṣó mọ̀ pé automatic ni owó yẹn máa ń bounce sí àkáǹtì wọn gbádá. ìyá mi kan ti mọ time tó máa dé, tó bá yẹn bá wá gbowó yẹn á tún wá ṣe padà sí owó lórí burúkú, owó tán ní kó fi máa gbádùn ayé wọn pé wọ́n ti ṣe wàhálà, á tún wá sẹ̀ǹdẹ̀ sí Nàìjíríà, kò tún ní wá ní appreciate wọn. The question is, kí ló ń fa inflation? lọ́kàn gbogbo wa nísìn, àwa ń lọ church, à ń lọ mọ́ṣáláṣí, à ń ṣèṣẹ̀ṣe, àwa fi ń sọ pé kí inflation wá sísàlẹ̀, ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa. mo ní kẹ́yẹ́ máa disrespect Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́run ò ṣe disrespect. We are liars. We are all complete liars. Reason is that when Nigeria was making serious money, they never planned for the future. Tansoleni. Wọ́n wá ní parent listen to your teacher. Àbí kí bá lọ yín kan yẹn. Children listen to your teacher. Àbí whatever. We are the future of tomorrow. Èmi yà tètè sá lọ nígbà tó di pé wọ́n rí pé kò sí ọmọ kan ṣe orí ìtẹ̀mí sá lọ pé ìyá mi náà rí pé kò sí future nílùú yẹn. Kò wá ṣe pé àwọn kan ò ní lọ́kì o. Ìlú burúkú ní Nàìjíríà, ó lè dárọ̀ la nísìn, kíyàn kan yàgbẹ́, kíyàn kan láìkẹ̀, kan bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí dáwó fún. Àwọn kan á máa lọ bẹ̀ Ọlọ́run pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí èmi náà rí grace báyìí. No, ó ní ìdíwọ́ grace yẹn. We need an economy and a system that works so that wàá lè jẹ búrẹ́dì. Kò tún ṣe búrẹ́dì lásán, wàá torí nǹkan tuntun máa fi jẹ. Don't bastard. Àwa sórí social media, àwa máa sọ fún wa báwọn náà sọ. Mẹ́ta ni mo jẹ rí. Mẹ́ta. At least the basic things of life. Eléyìí ní ra méjèta ní tẹ̀mí ti jẹ́ fún mi lọ sí store. Méjìlá ni mo rà. Nínú méjìlá yẹn, okùn mẹ́ta, ẹyin mẹ́ta ni mo jẹ. Àgbàlagbà ni mí, mo gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ ẹyin méjì. 2024 ni wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ẹyin dá lára. Okùn mẹ́ta nínú méjìlá para. Ìyàwó mi tún wá lọ sí store, òun tún wá gbé 24 wálé. A ní láti jẹ olówó. O ní láti jẹ olówó kó tó jẹyìn àti bread. Ìta ń béèrè fún nìyẹn. Ìta ń pè ní Yorùbá nation náà sọ nìyẹn. Because Nigeria ò fà wá ní kínní for 64 years. Mo kí dáàdi wa Gbógi 1881 rather, ẹ káàbọ̀ sà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀tẹ́ ìdarapọ̀ mọ́ alátọ̀dọ̀ àwọn àlùkà àti ìmọ́lẹ̀. This is the reason we're asking for Yoruba nation. So when some of you are coming to challenge us, don't compare Nigeria with UK. Don't compare. No, I should compare Nigeria with UK because Nigeria had all the money, but our Shell, our BP, our big industry, but wọ́n ti wá pull out nísìn nígbà táwọn náà ti wá rí pé ìlú yìí ti ń lọ, ó ti wọ red, ó ti wà ní code red, ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pull out. But inú Nàìjíríà ló ti suck blood wa dáadáa. Some of you will not even get a pension. Fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní government offices, láti private sí public, láti government sí private rather. Ṣùgbọ́n why? Because wọ́n ti san pension fáwọn tó ti ṣetán láti bí abi some years back. Ẹlòmíì ti ṣetán báyìí. Béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn parent tó bá ṣì wà láyé. Èyí tó bá ti kú ṣé wọ́n san pension fún wọn. Bound to share the government. They don't. So all this is now. One sọ fún wa pé Jagaban ti dé bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó máa resolve the problem is lies. Let's go back to inflation again. Ọ̀rọ̀ inflation la ṣe sọ. Àkọ́kọ́ lọ mú kí ni à ń pè ní inflation. Kí ni meaning inflation? The rate of increase in prices. Sórí owó tó ń wò yìí, pounds yìí, tí bá send the 10 pounds ẹ lọ́la, a fún ẹ ní give and take 16,000. Tí bá ní kò kọ̀ ná lénìí pé kò fi jẹun, tó bá tún dọ̀la, wà tó expect pé kí n tún send ní. Inflation, the price of goods have gone up. It has gone up in UK, but it is still stable. Ẹlẹ́mání UK ní democracy tó dáa, but nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tẹ́lẹ̀ rí, àwa náà ní democracy tó dáa kó tó dé bá àwọn amúnisìn lórí burúkú ìwọ́dà gbogbo ẹ̀rọ. Because some of you always argue like that. Ẹni ẹ má compare UK pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà. No, kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà rí. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti ń run economy ẹ̀ kó tó dé bá àwọn amúnisìn dé tó dá gbogbo ẹ̀rọ. If they've left us without the change of borders, the 1884 Berlin Conference, the slave trade, the coup, kò sí coup kan tó ṣe ní Africa, mo kí àwa tó sìn 2020. Continuous increase in the cost of commodities, bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ní Bangladesh, àlùbọ́sà wa wọ́n fà. Ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé àlùbọ́sà àwọn wá tún wá export ẹ̀ lọ sí India. Àwọn náà, but a country that is 166 million or 64 kọ́lápé, their inflation is not even up to 10%. Ó ṣì wà under 1 digit. The most populous black nation. Look, bó bá wọn kàn máa wo African Cup. Sórí gbogbo yẹn kọ́ là ń sọ. We are talking about the effect of the country on every single one of us. Àtàwa táwa níta. Because àwa táwa wà níta làwa ń supplement in Nigeria. Tó bá ní kí diaspora tó wà níta for 1 month kó cut out owó tó ń send sílé. Bí a CNN ló máa kọ́ máa show body òkú kan kó sílẹ̀ lẹ́nu gbogbo títì, because we are making every means to support our loved ones. Ẹni kan ló mọ̀, because a lè afford ká díjú kò wá ń ṣe gbogbo ilẹ̀ wa ní èèyàn labroad. Ìyẹn lẹ mo ní dárúkọ ẹni yẹn. I'm gonna give you data. Èèyàn márùn ló fi fún ní data. Ó wá ní put your number out. Gbogbo comment yẹn pátá, everybody fi number síta. Number 1, mo kọ̀ wọ́n pé risk. I mean, irú àwọn tá jẹ́ public figure, our mind. But ìwọ tó yẹ pé nọ́mbà tí kò gbọdọ̀ sí níta, nítorí 100 naira. Ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n á lọ wo èlò gan ni data tó ń rà fáwọn èèyàn. Mo á rí pé gbogbo tó rà tẹ̀ tó 1,000 naira. But it means a lot to the person in Nigeria, because èmi náà ti pè yàn rí tí mo ní ní data ní 100 naira wọn ò lè ra o. 100 naira. Fáwọn àtàwà labroad is nothing. But ẹni tó wà nílé, it's a lot, because èlò ni salary ẹni tó wà Nigeria. Salary tó ń san fún yín kò reflect the true picture of ìlú òṣèlú wèrè yẹn. But àwọn tó jẹ́ olóṣèlú, àwọn ò sọ pé salary tí wọ́n kò reflect in Nigeria, because they are living larger than the system tí gbogbo àjọ wà nínú ẹ̀. Okay, níbí bá nísìn MP, Member of Parliament. I have 6 minutes, so I'm going to Iwasile and get it over time. We will continue these later, maybe tomorrow again, God willing, if otherwise. Just put the notification bell. For now, I don't have a time that I come out. You might not see me on the Star Radio because I'm doing some project behind the scene. So for now, you might not see me on the Star Radio network for the time being. So, and again in the morning, I don't know how things will work. So a support can stabilize, can work, I need that to work. So when some of you, we are here every day explaining the true picture of Nigeria. Nigeria, then you can't really pay. I want to look back. No, I want to look back. Well, okay, they will be doing very well but ìwọ tó ń wo bọ́ọ̀lù yẹn àti ìwọ tó ń wò mí ṣé wà okay? You are not. That is the true picture of Nigeria. Nigeria had the money in the 80s. Tabate náà lówó pé àtẹ̀gbọ́ 80s yẹn rí ẹ mọ̀ pé àmọ́ owó tó ń ná nígbà yẹn. Ilé ayé ní kò tí pé 10 years la gbọ́ pé gbogbo owó Abacha tí ó jí kúrò ní Nàìjíríà ó fẹ́ tó $5 billion. Ìyá mi tó sì ní imagine a banker with 15 years experience still earn less than $100. Ọmọ kan tẹ̀ kú ní Kòròdú kọ́nà bá wà fọ́nrún kẹ́ ó mu sniper ni ó pa pípa ilẹ̀ máa ń sọ ní Nàìjíríà. Eunice, oh thank you, I missed your own program as well. Mo tètè rí message yẹn, my beautiful sister from the Biafra side, thank you so much. But the fire gan ní the beginning of the program, the first 1 hour, you have to rewind it back. Ti gbàsí fún gbogbo wọn, gbàsí fún àwọn ọmọ Igbo náà, gbàsí fún Yorùbá, gbogbo àwọn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ Igboho káàkiri yẹn. You will enjoy it when you rewind back after this program ends in the next 4 minutes. Kí ni mo sọ lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan? So what we are saying is that Nigeria had the money, massive money. Don't be fooled that Nigeria doesn't have money. It has bastard money. Kòlówó là ń gbọ́ billions, stars, those, beast. Kódà àti ń gbọ́ trillions. Sometimes I don't want to believe the trillions because now with trillions yẹn pọ̀ díẹ̀, but you'll be surprised that people are stealing money. But let's even forget about all that. Ta ló gbọ́ pé Abacha stole about $5 billion. I mean, I don't think some of you know what that means. This money that even came back to Nigeria, whatever it was, whether the 3 billion came back, I don't know, because they might tell us all the money came back. Even all the money that came back, do you know that it was never used? Hello, letter kan tó ń circulate nísìn, Fẹ́mi Gbàjàbíàmílà, owó COVID-19, wọ́n sign the 3 billion jáde pé kó lọ fi ṣe verification. This is money that was meant to use for the COVID palliatives. The money end up being used for a different project. The question to many Nigerians is, what future do you want? And how soon do you want that future? I know some of you want the future, but probably maybe future here, tó bá ti darúgbó, tó bá darúgbó ló fi ṣe máa gun Mercedes tá máa rà fún ẹ lórí social media. Because all I say from our actors and actresses is that they never had a future. I'm sorry to say, not that I hate any one of them. Gbogbo wọn pátá tó bá raise owó wọn ní future kankan. It was a dead future. We were now raising money for them. Èmi ò send owó sẹ́ni kankan, but àwọn tó send láti diaspora àtàwọn tó wà ní Nigeria. Because not everybody in Nigeria ló dé lóṣì. Àwọn kan wà tọwọ́ òkè. Mo ní tó máa fún mi lówó ní Nigeria. Kò dẹ̀ gbé abroad. So what we are saying is that, how did we get to where these are meant to be people that we look up to? Àwọn tó ń ṣeré ìtàgé, àwọn tó ń dárayá fún wa, tó ń ta máa ń wò bí àwọn mo fi dárúkọ wọn, we all know them. Àṣewà ń raise owó fún wọn. Èmi ò kọ́lé, èmi ò tẹ̀ ralẹ̀, èmi ò tẹ̀ ní disc kò ní dá, èmi ti sick pasára. Tí wọ́n pé irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ kan bó ṣe jẹ́ star tó sick yẹn pé kí hospital kan wà tó yẹ pé tó bá ti wọlé báyìí bàbá ló dé báyìí ìyá ló dé báyìí kọ́ fún wọn ní treatment. Àṣewà ń raise owó fún wọn lórí social media. Ìwọ tí ó wá jẹ́ ọ̀dọ́, ìwọ ṣé wá ń sọ pé o ní future nínú Nàìjíríà, sórí pé ó yọ̀ pé nǹkan tó bá ní làákàyè ni àwọn tá à ń bá raise owó yẹn future kan lọ́tì future tí wọ́n yẹn ti dead nínú Nàìjíríà. Ìwọ wá rò pé ìwọ máa build Nàìjíríà tó máa wà to your own future. Kódà tó bá tẹ̀ ń ṣe yahoo tó ń ṣe drug tó ń ṣe this tó ń ṣe that, ìyẹn ṣe future because ìyẹn ṣe stability money. Crime, it will catch up on you one day and we will lock you up even in the Nigerian prison. Ṣègbè ojoojúmọ́ láàrin tẹ̀ ń gbé drug tẹ̀ fi gbé jáde. Máa sọ fún mi pé ọmọ Yíbò nìkan, ọmọ Yorùbá náà fi gbé drug jáde. Ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà gbé drug jáde. No, nígbà tó ti ń gbọ́ social media, òkú tó sin, ìjọ tó sin òkú, ìjọ kejì àwọn kan lọ gé orí ẹ̀. nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣọmọ Ìgbò náà nìyẹn ẹ máa tanra yín máa sọ Nàìjíríà fún ẹ tó bá ń gbọ́ Nàìjíríà inú á máa bí ẹ wàá máa wọ pé Koiki kí la lè ṣe níta lè ṣe ni pé kí gbogbo wa mo ti fẹ́ parí kí gbogbo wa ń kọ́ kájọ fọwọ́ lọ́rọ̀ Yorùbá nation tó bá jáde wo nìkan ló mọ̀ pàápàá àníkẹ́ kó mọ jáde tó dáa níbọn àníkẹ́ dà lóru tó bá dé stage kan àti ìbọn àti dà lóru gbogbo ẹ̀ ló máa jáde àìtí dé stage yẹn mú sọ́lànà àìtí dé stage afẹ́ kó mọ síta but tó bá ti dé stage yẹn ó lè jẹ́ 10 years ó lè jẹ́ 4 years ó lè jẹ́ 3 but stage tá a wà nísìnyí stage sọ̀rọ̀ sókè no gree for any bastard politician nínú ọdún yìí tó lórí burúkú ní gbogbo wọn látòkè délẹ̀ àtọbìnrin àtàrógbó tó wà nù wọn they are born bastard because wọ́n ti báyé jẹ́ àwọn ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ fáwọn òyìnbó tó fi fìyà jẹ wá mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí ọmọdé mo kí àgbàlagbà ó ràn yín la máa sùn tó bá tó dọ̀la tàbá lè mẹ́kẹ̀ tábà ti lè mẹ́kẹ̀ ẹ ṣáà máa tẹ̀lé wa lórí community YouTube ẹ máa bá wa pín ètò yẹn tó bá ní Nàìjíríà máa dá bí ẹni tí church ń sọ fún ẹ nìyẹn ọmọ no gree for your church o tó bá ní Nàìjíríà máa dá bí ẹni tí mọ́ṣáláṣí sọ èmi náà máa ń wo mu àpásítọ̀ yẹn mo ní kan tó yẹ pé mo like a máa ń gbọ́nu lé wa dáadáa mo dẹ̀ láwọn afárá tí mò ń tẹ̀lé mo dẹ̀ láwọn babaláwo mẹ́ta lèmi ṣe ọmọ èṣù ni mí ọmọ Jésù ni mí ọmọ ànábì ni mí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kọ́ mi gbé dání o no gree for anybody àti wá ń raise owó fún terrorist lórí social media orí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ pé pátápátá ní Nàìjíríà à ń raise owó fún terrorist lórí social media medulla blagata gbogbo wa tó bá yá àmọ́ tá a máa ṣe mo kẹ́ just reason ọlọ́run ní Koiki lèmi jẹ́ mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí a máa kọ́kọ́ end KOIKIMEDIA yìí kò mo fẹ́ play anthem látòrí ẹ̀ thank you so much for joining tonight lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí tó bá gbọ́ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ bí àtòrí òní data Igboho has every right tó bá kí Tinubu bá bí ẹ lọ hold the transformer tó bá dẹ̀ ń gbé labroad wá expressway tó dáa tílẹ̀ bá ti ṣú kó wọrí síbẹ̀ kí tréfà kó gbá ìdànù mọ̀jà mọ̀sá la fi mọ̀ kékanjú ìwọ náà jáde kó lọ ṣe tí Igboho bá ṣe ẹ má béèrè pé bó ló ń gbé wa lọ Igboho làwa dúró tì ọlọ́run á dúró tì ọlọ́run á dúró tì bàbá Akíntóyè gbogbo àwa táwa dúró tì tá dúró dandan a máa dúró tì báyìí ni tí wọ́n bá wá fẹ́ dúró tì kò ń ṣe dandan kódà o lè má porúkọ mọ́ it has no responsibility for you ìwọ ni kò hold responsibility fún láàyè tiẹ̀ àtàwọn family tiẹ̀. Thank you so much. Good night. So I'm play anthem. We'll close the broadcast. Thank you so much. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. Yorùbá nation no going back. Odò agbéwà kò ní gbé ọ̀dàlẹ̀. Thank you all the Biafra. Good night. Bàtí bẹ̀rù làbọ̀nú ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ìkẹjẹ ká máa lè gbà tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ilé. Mo kí bàbá wa Táíwò Ọláníwájú ó dára ọmọ Odùduwà ọmọ Odùduwà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀ àìwọ̀ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Ẹni tá a bá dárúkọ ẹ má fi ṣèbínú rárá kò ṣe pé àrí bí ẹ kọ́mẹ́ǹtì ni. Good night. Thank you so much. As usual eléyìí tá a kàn máa play I think close the gbogbo broadcast yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan ni. Bye for now. ìwọ náà lè lọ ṣe eré ilé so that màá lè máa gbórúkọ tiẹ̀, but for now you don't see Igboho nìkan la gbọ́. Come on, you don't see Igboho. Igboho, don't get confused. The love is too much. The love is just too much. I'm not need for you. I told you I need for. I can't help you. Sorry. Good night. Navy blue shirt. They're coming. They're coming. Thank you so much. And make sure that I subscribe. Thanks so much. The love is too much. The love is too much. Good night. Eunice, good night. Thanks so much. Oh, hey, Biafra. Good night. Pastor Moore. Grandma. I should go now.